Hi everyone, and welcome back to Turnabout Podcast. I'm your host, who was actually there when the popular meme right in front of my salad started. I was there.
That's you. That's who you are. That's your identity.
That's who I am. Yeah.
Amazing. And I'm your host, Lucy. But you can also call me Detective Conan today. Absolutely.
And today we have a very special episode planned. It's our second guest in Turnabout podcast
Someone
history.
who we're very excited about.
Lucy actually peed.
When I heard the news, absolutely.
You peed.
I peed my pants.
You need a diaper, man.
I did.
So, we're really happy to introduce Thomas Games Docs. Game
Hello.
Docs.
Hello. Wait, I need to do like a jokey. Hello, I'm Thomas, and I am Shinichi Kudo's boyfriend. Sorry, Ran.
Absolutely. Perfect.
We have gotten off to an amazing start. But yeah, today's guest and basically for the whole episode is Thomas Games Docs and Game Docs.
I was saying this before we started recording, but for the record, my real life friends can't get my channel name right, so it's easily done.
I also say
Drinking
Thomas
game.
G Docs.
What?
Are you okay with Thomas G Docs as well?
Sure.
Because that's your Twitter handle, so I tend to say Thomas G Docs.
Thomas G Docs.
You can just call me Thomas.
Yeah,
That's fine as well.
Perfect.
That's my name.
I was just about to say drinking game. Every time I say your name wrong, take a shot if you're listening to this, and you'll end up with alcohol poisoning,
Yes.
probably.
You'll be passed
Yeah, better
out.
like get like 999 up on your phone in case you need to call the ambulance.
Perfect.
But yeah,
So welcome to
Thomas
the
is going to be our
podcast.
guest today. Welcome to the podcast, yeah.
Thank you. I am extremely excited. This will be fun.
So we've prepared a couple of questions for you, but before, please make sure to pause this video. We'll link Thomas's channel below, and you can go subscribe for the absolutely coolest video game docs on YouTube.
Definitely.
What did I watch today? Something popped out. About Luigi's voice.
That
I
one was
watched
fun.
2 videos actually. Today in my recommendations, it was Luigi's voice and the original Wii controller, which used to be a star.
Oh yeah, I
Ah.
remember. That's a deep dig. That was from a while back now.
Dude, you have the best sources out there.
Definitely.
He's very much an insider.
He's a video game
I'm not sure about that.
archaeologist.
I like
yeah.
that. I like video game archaeologist.
Absolutely. But yeah, we
Absolutely.
love having you here, especially it's not just because you're here that I'm saying this, and I think we can agree. You're one of the best video games channel on YouTube. Like, it's so interesting what you do, and it's rare to see channels dedicated to video games and those kind of videos. And I love that. I love seeing that. So thank you so much for joining in today.
I feel very flattered.
Yes. Before we get started, I have 3 things to say. First, spoiler alert, I remembered. Second, I want to apologize to Lucy real quick because last week I kept interrupting you even though we were in person together recording. When I was editing, I was fucking screeching over you.
I didn't even notice.
I have a very loud voice, and now that we're apart together, recording will be a fucking hell. Like, I'll start screaming because I have my mic and I have these earphones plugged all the way to my skull, so I can hear my voice turned up and you kind of turned down for some reason. Okay, so we'll get through this.
We were on vacation together last week, so I don't know. I think we're coming back from massages, so maybe you're just really excited to talk or something. Don't worry
We
about it.
did have massages.
Yes.
They were horrible.
Oh.
But yeah, it's been at this point, it's been 2 or 1 month, over a month since we've last recorded
separately.
apart. Yeah.
What's the third thing you wanted to say?
The third thing I wanted to say, I forgot.
That's going to bug everyone the rest of the episode.
Dun, dun, dun. What did Aris want to say?
I wanted to say that it's about the screenshot. Thomas, basically, I have to give some backstory. So basically, in year 1 of uni, I was on the toilet and this recommended YouTube video popped up, and it was a Thomas G. Docs YouTube video, which was how Ace Attorney is based off gay yaoi. And I clicked on it and I watched it and I was like, okay, this dude is insane. And then
in a good way, I hope.
Absolutely in a good way. But in year 2, for my end of year project, I wrote this essay. I think I've mentioned like twice at this point, which was basically about how Mia Fey, despite her sexualization, is like a feminist legend. And I thought I'd add more like queer aspects to the essay as well. So I reached out to Thomas, remembering that video I saw a year ago. And I was like, hey, on Twitter, like, hey, I need that source because there's no source for the like Shu Takumi stuff. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to add it. Like, he's never going to respond. He has like thousands of subscribers and views. So, and then you responded in under an hour. I was shocked.
I'm really not very good normally at replying to messages. I try and be better, but I'm bad at it normally. But if it's about Ace Attorney, like, I will reply as soon as possible.
So yeah, I reached out, and that actually the link really helped me because I talked about like Edgeworth and Phoenix and like their ship and John Armstrong, and yeah, like the whole thing, like I completed it in time for the deadline. So and then I told Lucy like, oh, I reached out to this dude who does Ace Attorney videos and he helped me, and she was like, oh really, who is he? And I told her and she was like, you spoke with Thomas G. Dog?
I was freaking out because I love your videos. I love them so much. I was just like, what? It
like
unreal.
I had no idea, and she was telling me, Aris, you have to message him for the podcast, like it's a must. So yeah, I'm sorry I couldn't get you the project.
Oh no, that's totally fine. I mean, like, what was I going to say? My brain is bad. Sorry, everyone who is listening, who has to put up with me being bad at speaking words. That is no problem. Don't worry.
No
That's what I was
worries.
going to say. It sounds so interesting. I mean, just yeah, I can get the thoughts from the author of the essay right now. So that's even better.
Absolutely. Yes, and some questions include that. So basically, I asked you for the source, and then you started going on about like, it felt like you were locked up in a basement and no one spoke to you about Ace Attorney in years. So like, this dude needs to like talk about Ace Attorney.
But
and that's
to
what
be
you sent me.
fair, Aris, I was exactly like that when I met you. Like, I understand the sentiment. Like, Ace Attorney is such a niche game, and it's hard to find people who like understand it and who you can talk to it about it. Like, we feature artists on the podcast, and I was talking with one of them, No Limit, and they were mentioning that they had this huge friend group where they all play Ace Attorney. And I was just so jealous. Like, can you imagine, like, 10 people just talking about it? Like, it drove me insane.
And at the end of year 1, Lucy sent a confession to Lancaster Uni Confessions, which said, is anyone interested in creating an Ace Attorney society?
Absolutely. I wanted to do
and
so.
And it got 6 likes.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that happened.
I have limited people to talk about Ace Attorney. I was saying before we started recording, I managed. So I like played through the. Like I think I was probably either done with the series or like most of the way through it, and I got my little brother into it as well. I think I literally, to like try and force him to start playing it, I bought him the trilogy for 3DS. So he was like, well, it was a gift, I have to try it now. And then I got my mum into it as well.
That's amazing.
I tried to get my dad into it. I don't think he was loving it, but so he did not get that far. I've tried to get so many of my friends into it, and like almost all of the time it's failed. But I keep trying. None of my friends are gamers. None of them really play that many games.
Getting your mom into it is the ultimate power move.
It really is.
That's amazing.
Absolutely.
Well, because with Ace Attorney, it's not very, like, you just, like, the actual, like, controls aren't very hard, so...
Isn't it that Shutakumi said that he wanted to make it so easy that even his mom could play it or something
I think I remember reading that quote. Yeah.
So,
well, it worked on my mum, so...
We know the pain, trust me. My friend downloaded, like, we went through such a hassle. Like, I got his phone, and I logged off his app store and had to log into mine, and then download it for him because he didn't want to pay. But we didn't notice that we didn't redeem like the purchase on his phone. So he played through halfway through, I think he played until the end of Sisters, and then it asked for payment and he couldn't save. So he was like, I want to like redeem the purchase, but I'll have to do it all from the beginning. So that turned him off. And yeah.
So sad.
But yeah, so I'll put up the message you sent me up on screen, which says, I just love Ace Attorney and I don't normally get much opportunity to talk about it. Haha. Now's your opportunity. And of course you can return every time. Anytime you want on the podcast.
Thank you.
Honored to have you.
Because I feel like we're not going to cover everything today. I think we're going to do a part 7 interview to cover the whole Ace Attorney.
There is like an infinite amount of stuff to talk about with Ace Attorney. Like you can just dig deeper and deeper.
Exactly. Like when I mentioned to people that have podcasts on like one video game, like, how long have you been talking about this game? Like, what's there to say? And yeah, I feel like we still have so much to cover.
There's a lot to say.
I'm gonna talk about it until I die, bitch. That's what I just said. And never speak to them again. So yeah, we have 9 questions for you, and they're kind of basic because we didn't know how into it you are until we actually made this call.
Majorly into it, but
damn it! Okay, part 2 of this video has to happen.
I would be very down to do a part 2 in the future.
Yes, perfect. So, I have the first question. Should we get started?
Absolutely. Sure, let's get into it.
So my first question is, how did you get into Ace Attorney, and what has your experience playing it been? Ace Attorney is a bit less mainstream, so your research, video subjects, and sources are pretty impressive, considering I couldn't find that fucking interview for my dissertation.
Okay, where did it... So I don't really remember where I like first heard of it. I think it must have just been like, because, you know, objection is like a meme. So I feel like I must have like seen that and like seen Phoenix write around, and... But I never... This is kind of a... I mean, I've mentioned it a few times, but... Like, I have a YouTube channel talking about video games, but I never had any consoles at all when I was younger. Like, I didn't have a Wii, I didn't have a DS, I didn't have a Wii U. So it was so it must have been like 5 or 6 years ago that, like, I was like, I just want to, like, I want to see what this Ace Attorney thing is. Because, like, you know, obviously, I'd seen it and I, like, heard about it and it seemed interesting. So I didn't have anything to play it on, so I got it on my phone of questionable legality. I would say that much. I got it running on my phone through whatever methods. We won't go into it too much. And it did not run well on my phone. Like you know the song Investigation Opening that's like do 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 do.
Yeah.
And like on my phone it was like boop boop. Boop, boop, boop. Like, it was out of time. It was way too slow. It was not a good way to play. But I played through. I played the first 2.5 cases, so I got like halfway through Turnabout Samurai. But I was like, I think while I was still playing it, I saw the trailer for Dual Destinies on YouTube, and I was like, this looks... how wrong I was, but I was like, this looks so cool. This looks like... No, okay, there's a lot... we'll get talking about Dual Destinies. I have, like, mixed opinions. I think there's some things it does okay, but... Anyway...
This man belongs as a host of this podcast. Let's be real.
So I was like... this looks really cool, and like, okay, maybe I can like just about get like the DS games on my phone running okay, but like there's no way that these like modern 3D ones. So like I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna can I say fuck?
Yes.
Is that okay?
No.
Oh, Aris has said unbelievable things on this podcast. Aris has mentioned several characters that he would like to have sex with, specifically have their kids in his mouth. So, no worries about the word fuck.
So, yeah, I was like, fuck it. I bought a 3DS, which like so Ace was the reason I got a 3DS, and
That's
probably is like a
amazing.
knock on. It's probably the reason I have a Switch now. So Ace I have a lot to thank for, and I got the trilogy, like the 3DS trilogy port, and like I replayed all the way like the first 2.5 cases, and then and finished it, and I played like I kept like trying, and I finished the first game, and I was like, okay, I should probably like take a break before I go into the next one, because I feel like I'd enjoy it more if I paced myself, but I didn't. I just like went straight into the next one, and then as soon as I finished Justice for All, I went straight into Trials and Tribulations as well. Like I have zero self-control as a human being.
It's an addiction, honestly. No one's blaming
It
you.
is.
It
On what
really
you
is.
said about, on what you said about, by the way, Lucy, me being fucking not safe for work on this podcast. Every time I publish our videos, I'm always hovering the mouse over the, is it made for kids? It is not made
Not
for
really.
kids.
But do you think kids
But
will
yeah.
watch an Ace Attorney broadcast? How many kids played Ace Attorney?
Not a lot.
I mean, I played it when I was a 9, but it did give me nightmares for some of
But
the
you
kids.
are old.
And I am old now, yeah.
Wait, so when did you play it, like when it came out?
Basically,
Wait,
my
no.
brother is a huge fan of like video games and all that stuff, so he introduced it to me when I was 8. So it was out for a while, but I did see Apollo Justice come out, and
Oh, that's cool.
I feel very old saying this. Yeah, Dual Destiny and then Spirit of Justice. I was a big fan when both of those came out, like 3 of those. Yeah, so 10 years. I think I'm gonna celebrate. I think I've already
Holy
celebrated my
fuck.
10 years anniversary with Ace Attorney. Yeah,
I was
fuck.
I was 5 years old when Apollo Justice came out.
perfect.
She's an oldie. But also, it's funny how you mentioned the objection meme, because we've never even mentioned it on this podcast.
That's true.
But
The meme significance of, we should do an episode on memes. That's really interesting.
yeah.
Yeah, all the
that's
Edgeworth
insane.
clown memes are like iconic.
Exactly.
I have a shirt with Edgeworth saying, what's it called? Wait, I'll actually get it. Wait.
Oh, I'm very jealous.
We do have a lot of Ace
viewers or for
Attorney
listeners.
things. Yes.
For listeners, Aris has gone to the wardrobe, got out a shirt, and it reads, "You are not a clown. You are the." Is it say you are the entire
Whole
circus?
circus.
Oh,
Yeah.
whole circus.
Amazing.
It
That
does
is-
say that.
That is very cool. I am jealous of
Thanks.
that thing.
It's like, it's my second thing I own, which is Ace Attorney themed. The other one is something Lucy made me, actually. Wait, I'll get that as well.
It was for his birthday. It was a lot of
that's cool.
dedication.
I need to get more Ace Attorney. I don't have any like Ace Attorney. No, I have an Ace Attorney mug. Is that the?
That's Eeny Meeny's sweater because that's
Oh my
his favorite
god!
character.
I was like,
I went
is
to
that something like?
Primark.
That is so
And
cool.
it
I was trying to think if it was like
had
Karine or like. I was
No.
I was like, you do not want a T-shirt with like Kuranese on it, but Eeny Meeny, that is really cool. That's so cool. I love Eeny Meeny. Oh my god! And also like a pretty deep cut, really, as well. All
She's
things
my
considered.
favorite character.
Yeah.
I feel like Eeny
But-
Meeny, and I feel like April May is an icon as well.
April May is an
iconic.
icon, absolutely.
Not spoken enough.
I think April May could be an amazing drag character. Like, I want to see
Seriously,
more
the name.
drag queen into Ace Attorney. Like, that would be amazing.
Mm.
Ace
I'll
Attorney
just
7,
like to
Turnabout
say-
Drag.
Oh, Turnabout Drag, amazing.
Turn- Turnabout Ballroom.
That would work. Turnabout Drag would work incredibly well. Also,
Yeah.
if it's by Shu Takumi, I feel like he'd do it well because Shu Takumi, this is like me exposing how like deeply into I am. I know all the people who did all the things. Shu Takumi, I feel like when he's handled like, stuff like with, like Shu Takumi is the only one who's put a non-white character in any of the games with Diego Armando Godot. Sorry, I say his name Godot, which is extremely wrong, but I can't change how I say it now. I've like locked
What
myself
is it?
into. I think it's Godot or Godot, but I say Godot.
Girl, ain't nobody give a shit. Come on.
And okay, not to the thing. Okay, basically, I don't want to like spoil
We
Leighton.
can cut something out if
You haven't played Leighton, so I don't want to like the Leighton versus Right.
Oh.
But if you remember, okay, this is not. I'll do it in a way that doesn't spoil it. Dual Destinies. It had the whole thing with Robin, and like it handled the whole gender stuff really badly.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh my fucking god. Dude, like,
know.
we were
And-
talking about
We were
this
not
just
to,
last
talking
week.
go
about
into
that
it, but-
episode.
it's so yikes. And then in Spirit of Justice, the fourth case, the whole thing with like the split personalities. I don't know much about that in real life, but I feel like that cannot be like a good depiction of that.
Yeah, we were wondering about that as well because we don't know anyone with DLD, I think it's called. But I was
Yeah.
wondering if it was an act, like how did they, if someone with the ID played it, what were their opinion on it? Because I don't know, it seems controversial. Yeah.
Come on. Like, everything about that had, like,
Yeah, yikes.
And-
all
Yeah.
over it.
At least
Robin-
they didn't make him the villain.
That's
At
true.
least.
Whereas
I
Shu
mean-
Takumi, I feel like he would have handled it well because all the times he's like done stuff like that, he's done a good job of it, and I would marry that man if he proposed to me.
John
That is-
Armstrong?
Oh, that's true. Okay. I think I don't know if this is true, but I heard that in like the Japanese version, it's not as bad. Or
Really?
is- Well, I don't know. I don't know much about like LGBT in Japan, so I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I was reading something and apparently it wasn't that bad, but maybe it is bad. It certainly as an English player, that is like, okay.
I think, yeah, I'm not sure about that, but I think, like, you're definitely right about, like, how Shu Takumi, like, handled some things better. Like, basically, Marlon Rhymes was...
Oh my god, that was so bad.
That was really bad as well.
That was really bad.
That was so bad.
Did
No,
the
yeah.
writers of Dual Destinies think that black people speak in rap?
It's so
Probably.
bad. That's true. I was saying that Shu Takumi is the only one that's introduced a non-white character. No. Yamazaki has done it, and it's Marlon Rhymes, and it's really
Yeah.
bad.
Also, do you consider Loda Hart to be black? That's been an ongoing debate.
I don't
No,
think
it hasn't.
she's
I
not.
think
she's,
she is.
She's not. Okay, she's not intended to be. Like, she's meant to be from Osaka, but like, I feel like it's open to interpretation. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I would just like to point out we're only 20 minutes in and we've already been sidetracked. Which is the sign of a good
Don't.
episode, but still, I was just like, this is a really good
Okay.
conversation.
Let's
are
just
we-
go on
d-
to the second question.
Are we allowed to sidetrack? Because I really
Of
want to
course.
ask. I really want to
Of
ask what your
course.
thoughts are on the Ace Attorney anime.
I haven't watched it.
I have watched season 1, and I think I watched 2 seasons of it. Phoenix on a bike is something that disturbs me for some reason. I don't like imagining all sweaty
That is, I'm
parts.
pretty sure that's canon. I'm pretty sure like there's
Really?
official illustrations.
Oh
I
my
think by
God.
I can't. What the like the original. I think there's official illustrations by the Sorry, I'm speaking so fast because I'm like, I'm talking about Ace Attorney. This is what happens. I like lose all restraint. The original illustrator woman, who is the one who like put in the BL influences in, I think she's the one who did that art of Phoenix riding a bike. So.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, it would make sense because he's always broke and always talking about how broke he is and all that
poor.
stuff.
He has zero money.
But the thing is, the anime doesn't add a lot. There's a couple of episodes that it's completely off the script of video games. It's kind of hard to translate into anime, in my opinion. Like with the whole wind thing, every time they object, it's very almost cartoonish. But I did love the openings.
Yeah.
I loved it. I still listen to it. But yeah, I watched...
Yeah, I listen to them so much on my phone.
They're really good. They're really good. I watched the beginning, but I didn't finish it. For me, because I played the games. But I don't know. I'm hoping that potentially people could see the anime and want to play the games. I think it could be a potentially good introduction. I'm not sure how I feel about the anime. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, I think like years ago, I mean, after I'd got into Ace Attorney, but I think like a pretty long time ago, I watched just like some episodes, but I don't remember it that well. But I definitely have not watched all of it. I kind of agree. I mean, I don't think Ace Attorney works that well as like not like part of the thing that makes Ace Attorney work so well is like the fact that you are Phoenix, like you are interacting with it. You know, you like it's way more satisfying to be like this is the contradiction in the testimony rather than just like watching some blue guy in a suit telling you he found it. You know?
Yeah.
But what I would love them to do, like I wish, and I don't think they would ever do this, but I would love if like. Instead of like doing an adaptation of the games, they did like an original series, like show stuff that had if they did a series set in like the 7-year gap after the end of the trilogy, that would be so good.
Watch this.
Yes,
definitely.
We mentioned this last week. I think last week or 2 weeks ago, we said how like we want to see. No, it was last week in our wish list. You, Lucy, you said that you'd wish we saw a bit more in Phoenix, and I said, what if, because his confidence boost in the second trilogy is a bit uncalled for and like unexplained, so I wish we had comics or like another form of media which explain what happened before he lost and after he lost his badge to Clavier. I want to see that. I want to see what happens. But also, I feel like comics or manga would be better because what really turned me off the anime was the animation. It's so weird. Like I didn't want to watch it because I didn't want it to ruin like the image I have of the characters. For example, Godot, I saw some screenshots, some images from the anime, and he looks like super skinny. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like,
yeah, I haven't watched the season with Godot.
He drinks coffee. He's hot.
I would just like to say there is a manga version. There's an Ace Attorney manga, which is amazing, and it's original cases. It's totally new cases, and it's so good. Like, I think it's very Detective Conan-esque, because it's like... Oh, are you back?
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to make my room a bit less dark. I feel like I'm a bit in shadow, but don't worry about it. I've still my headphones on.
Yeah, it's very Detective Conan-esque, which was mentioned before the podcast. It's just... It's very good, and the cases are excellent, and no one reads the manga, and I'm very sad about it. Like, some of the cases in the mangas are amazing, and I feel because there is that, you kind of lose that interactiveness because it's not a game, but also they can put more complicated cases because you don't have to figure it out. You can get just like let yourself be guided by the manga, and they're really good and they're really fun. And I think they're set after Bridge to Turnabout and before he loses his badge. So there's still like Maya, Pearls, Larry. It's really fun.
Okay. I mean, I knew this, but...
Yes, because I've been harassing you to read mangas.
Girl, that folder of the manga has been gathering dust in my downloads for almost a year now.
So good.
I don't want to read it. I have ADHD. I don't.
What about you, Thomas?
So
Do you feel like
harassing.
you could read them?
Okay, here's the thing, right?
See?
Not to like really derail things, but sorry, I'm so bad at staying on topic. Do you know the Kindaichi case files?
The what?
It's called the Kindaichi case files. It's this.
No.
It's basically this. I promise this is like related. I'm not just like talking about something completely unrelated. Basically, it's this other manga from like the 90s. It's from like a few years before Detective Conan started.
Yeah.
It's about a teenage. It's like Detective Conan if Shinichi didn't shrink.
Okay.
It's from like the 90s, and it became successful, and that's the reason why Gosho Ayama made Detective Conan, because the publishers were like, we want a competitor to this other thing. Anyway, it hasn't been running, like, the manga's kind of been running very occasionally since then. It's pretty good. Yeah, there we go. That's Kindaichi in the middle. The art's not as good as Conan.
Okay.
Not to spread shade.
He's
but
wearing a blue suit.
And a red tie.
Anyway, so I was watching the like anime adaptation of it, but it's like old and there's like fan subtitle. Yeah, the similarities. Wow, it could. Ace Attorney might have been influenced by it. Honestly, it's like really big in Japan. Not as big as Conan, but it's like the.
Yeah.
I think it's like the 12th best-selling manga of all time. Anyway,
Amazing.
so I was watching the like anime adaptation of it, but there's no official subtitles, but there are like fan English subtitles, except there's like 20 episodes in the middle that there aren't good subtitles, that like aren't usable subtitles for. So I've been having to like read the manga equivalent of that part of it. And like at first I was like, this is so cool, this is really interesting, the art's nice, but now I'm like, I just want to get back to animation. But so I feel like
I get that. So you're not
doesn't
kind
help
of like reading the mangas.
I'm trying to think how badly to expose myself. It depends on the genre, right?
Okay.
I've read quite a lot of like BL manga. I think that works well, but detective stuff I just prefer to watch. I'm exposing myself fully on this podcast.
I think it flows more nicely as well when it's an anime. Like, I started watching Conan as an anime, then switched to the mangas. It flows more nicely when you see it on screen. But if you're ever bored and want to see more in Ace Attorney cases, I do recommend the mangas.
I don't really have anything good to read manga on either, because like this is the funniest thing actually. I used to because my phone's kind of a bit small for it, and like the tablets, the laptop's the wrong like shape. So what I used to do is I used to have it on screen and turn my laptop on its side. And read it and like just hold the laptop sideways and like read it that way, which is bad. It's not a good way to do it.
That I have is that
Why don't you just order them off Book Depository?
Yeah, I could do it. I've got more into like buying like merch of stuff or like buying the books of stuff, but I like for a long time I hadn't really done it. Like I bought the Ace Attorney games obviously, but because it was like the only way to play them, and like, but like it's so much more convenient to just like not have to like get anything sent, not have to like go and order something. You know, if it's like if you just buy it on your phone, then like fine. But if it's like you have to get it shipped to you, it's a little bit annoying. But I've been doing it more. I've got too much Conan stuff. I've got quite a lot of Detective Conan merch. I've never got
Fair
any.
enough.
No, I've got two Ace Attorney things. I got what was it? I said to you, Lucy. I think I said what one of them was. Yes, I've got an Ace Attorney mug. That was it. My mind is useless. I have the worst memory, honestly.
Like?
Well, I don't use it anymore. It just says objection on it. I don't use it because I used to use them, but now I used to have. Oh God, no one cares about my coffee habits, but I used to have like shitty coffee where like you just have like powder and you like pour hot water on it. But now
what's wrong with that?
Well, okay. Instant coffee is fine, but it was like even worse. It was like in like little sachets, like mini packets, and you just tear it open and pour it. It was. I felt so wasteful. I was like, this is terrible for the environment. This is bad use of my money. Anyway, so now I have like actual, because it was expensive. Because it's like instead of buying an actual like thing of instant coffee, you have to buy like individual tiny packets for one mug of coffee. That's anyway.
Dude.
So now I have I got the best Christmas present actually for that. I got like a mug where like it has like the press in it, so like it, you know, like yeah, so you like can just have, because no one else in my family drinks coffee, but that means I have to drink it from that mug. So I have all these cool mugs and I can't use them. I was given a mug like last week and I'm like, this is the coolest mug and it will sit on a shelf and gather dust. Sorry.
You could drink
just put pens in it
cocoa.
if you don't drink in it.
That's a good idea. Maybe I will use that idea.
Dude, when I'm at home, I literally, when I went to uni, I bought Buffy the Vampire Slayer mug, and it's tiny. But you best believe that all year round, I was drinking Nescafe in it, just because it's like, who the fuck cares? I'm gonna drink my instant coffee in my little Buffy the Vampire Slayer cup. And I don't give a shit.
Okay, I do think
Turnabout
we should
podcast,
go back.
episode 29.
Coffee.
We've got really just. I'm sorry. I'm so bad at staying on topic.
Worries.
No,
Aris, was your
please don't
question
apologize.
answered?
We want to throw the questions out of the window if the discussion is this good.
Exactly.
So,
But now we're talking about coffee is not this good. It's not better than the questions.
the fragrance of dark disappointment.
Yeah,
Coffee
we're back.
is a big part
fragrance
of
of dark
Ace
coffee. We're
Attorney.
back on track.
Yes.
Exactly.
Okay. So Lucy, it's your turn.
Okay, so my next question is, what's your favorite Ace Attorney fact that you've come across while doing researching for your videos?
Ooh, okay. I mean, like, I love the, like, you know, based on gay manga. I think that's I love that a lot. I like that I really wish I could make a video about this, but, like, there's not really enough details. It would just be, like, a 30-second video. But, so, it's quite well known that, I wish I actually, hang on. Right. Let me find the actual specific thing. But basically, I think it's quite well known that during because Apollo Justice obviously has its like, oh god, I'm so bad at talking. Apollo Justice has its juror system. Yeah, there we go. Okay, Apollo Justice has a juror system, and when they finished developing it, they showed it to the actual like Japan like legal system, so they could like, because they were like also implementing a jury system in real life, and they were like, we want to get inspiration from the game, show us how you did it in the game. And like, so like the developers at Capcom brought a DS and like showed it to like these like judges at like the actual courts of Japan, and we're like, look at our game.
What?
That's insane.
And there was like a really funny quote. I wish I don't know where it's gone. Well, anyway, they were like, there was like one quote from like in an interview with like the police, and they were like, it was good, but you made the police look way too stupid, which just made me laugh.
To be fair, they did do that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or
poor
like-
Gumshoe.
Yeah, Gumshoe is honestly a babe. Like, we love him. But
Justice for Gumshoe.
where has he gone? Bring that man back. Like,
No!
yes.
No!
Yeah.
We don't want the second trilogy stink. It's
We
destroying
don't want
Gumshoe.
him to be ruined.
That's
forever.
true. Like, every character they brought back, they did it terribly. But
Yeah. I hope it's okay.
I feel that so
my
strongly.
God.
Maya is like awful. Sorry, I love Maya in the trilogy,
Yeah.
but she's not good in Spirit of Justice. Like,
Yeah.
it's like 12, 13 years later, and she like acts identical. She has not grown.
Exactly.
She's
She
not
has
learned.
no growth.
What was she doing for
Lucy.
12 years? She's just like gone off. She like fucked off to the mountains of Crane or whatever and did nothing. She is a
Absolutely.
useless person. Don't get me started on Pearl. Fucking her character design is horrible. She is an idiot. Remember that whole thing about like she mistook a man in like a green raincoat for a frog or something like that. I was like,
Oh, yeah.
who are you? You are fucking stupid. It makes me so annoyed.
Lucy,
Sir, you are speaking our language.
Lucy,
Yeah.
can we make this man a co-host?
Absolutely.
You need
The
to, like,
decision
cut
has been
out-
approved.
Cut out all the stuff we talked about coffee. Just get to this. This is the
No,
good stuff.
we absolutely agree, and that's one of the biggest grievances. Like, Pearls is now a teenager. It could be so interesting to see how she like grows
Yeah.
up, and like maybe
With
she
all that
doesn't want to be
trauma as
Korean
well.
anymore. Maybe she
We
wants
need a DS
exactly.
video where you can dress her up.
Nah. Don't get me started on this. But like, and Maya has no change. Like, Maya doesn't change at all. She has the same personality. It's infuriating. Like, there's a big mistreatment of their characters. Like, they have the same mental age as they did 10 years ago. It's infuriating.
Even Edgeworth is really, I do not like him in the modern games that much.
Like,
he's not as bad, in my opinion, but he's like by the end of the trilogy, right, they were like working together, they were like good buds, and then suddenly in Dual Destinies, he was, for one, he has a British accent, which does not make sense. Like, I get why, like, you know, it kind of fits the vibes, I guess.
Isn't.
But like, he never went, like, neither, like, in Japan, he was from Japan, he went to America and then came back to Japan. In the English games, he lived in Japan, moved to Germany, and went back to Japan. Britain was nowhere. Where did he get his British accent? It doesn't make sense.
Isn't the game supposed to be set in LA? Shouldn't he have a Valley Girl accent?
That would be so good. Things? Or a German accent would be really funny.
Yeah.
I would love that.
Edgeworth with a Valley Girl accent.
All of the voices in like Dual Destinies. Oh my god! And Clavier makes me so angry in Dual Destinies.
Yeah.
He like ignores his entire character arc from Apollo Justice. It's so infuriating. Like in Apollo Justice, he was like, I'm never ever gonna play Guitar Serenade again. It's like, you know, it has all these bad associations.
Yes.
The first thing he does in Dual Destinies is play the fucking song, and not even like, you know, he didn't even play it to La Miroir. It wasn't like a special event. Some like random girl at like some shitty legal school was like, I'm gonna dress like La Miroir and go on stage, and he's like, oh, that is worthy of me to take this song that I vowed I would never play again. Shut up! He's so annoying.
I'm loving this rant so much.
I can get really angry.
This is the content we need, honestly. And the content our listeners deserve. Our 3 listeners.
Okay, Dual Destinies, right? The thing I think Dual Destinies and Spirit of Justice do okay. I think they have good presentation. I like the music. I like, and I think they did a good job with like 3D models, because that could have been like, they could have really screwed that up. I think that, well, okay. Think about how, have you seen that like image of like the prototype Phoenix Wright? 3D prototype. I mean, have you seen how, if you look at what Phoenix Wright looks like in Leighton versus Wright, it is a lot worse. I like that game, but he does not look good in that game, I'm afraid to say.
What?
Yeah, it's bad. Have you Googled the prototype? I just searched it, Phoenix Wright 3D prototype on Google, and it was one of the images.
Oh.
Do you see it? Yeah.
Is that this?
His
that
arm.
Looks kind of bastardized.
Yeah, it
is.
is.
It looks threatening.
Like they did a lot of work. I think Phoenix Wright looks good. He doesn't look like as good as, like, none of the like models look as good as sprites. But like, okay, I think the like one-off, like the new characters for the new games, like just the random, you know, one-off characters, I think they look good. I think they look actually good. I think Phoenix Wright looks pretty good. I think Edgeworth looks bad, but I just don't like his character design. Apollo looks a bit unpolished. Like when he looks straight on at the camera. Hello?
Wait, you're frozen.
Am I having? Have I got a bad connection?
Is he only frozen for me?
No, he's frozen for me as well. Oh.
Hello.
Damn it.
Wait. Hello.
Can you hear me well, by the way?
I can hear you well.
I don't know if you can hear me. I think I'll leave and
rejoin.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Where is Thomas G. Dogs? Oh, Thomas left.
Oh, fuck.
This is gonna be such a good episode.
I think so as well.
Like, honestly, fuck the questions.
Okay,
Okay. We can only see orange.
Yeah, I can fix that.
Should we just fuck the questions?
Honestly,
I'm happy. Oh, okay, there we go. I'm happy to keep going through the questions.
Should
I don't
we just
mind.
like stop at like 1 hour and 30 minutes?
Are you tired?
No. I have another problem.
What? Your phone
My phone
is
is
going
running out of
to
battery.
fucking kill you.
I
We can
charged it
definitely do
before,
more of
but
this in the future.
it's-
This is very fun.
It's complicated.
Uh,
I'm charging
Wait,
it now.
can you hear me?
During this difficulties.
can I be heard again?
We can hear
yes.
you.
Okay. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. My internet's not that great.
We
No
can see you.
worries.
Okay,
Okay.
cool. Sorry about that. You're gonna have to edit that out. That would be a pain for you. I'm sorry.
Don't worry. I'll just put we'll be right back. We had technical difficulties.
Yeah.
But honestly, since you've been gone, we said we'll fuck the script.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I do have some questions I really want to ask you about, but basically, I'm way more interested in why you hate Dual Destiny.
Exactly.
More.
And going
I want to tell you some
off trails
opinions,
is
and I want you to
what's
tell me
fun.
if you agree.
Sure.
Basically, when I got to Dual Destinies, I thought it was I think this is the worst game in the series. I was so disappointed. I prefer Spirit of Justice over Dual Destinies, honestly, because
Oh, it's a better game.
not Lucy losing her shit.
I don't agree.
Because
There's definitely things that are worse about Soj, but I think that
The Aquatic Turnabout.
what?
The Aquatic Turnabout, which is what we call the Reclaimed Turnabout, is an amazing case
The aquarium one.
and
yeah.
saves this game for me.
No. Sorry, sweetie.
It
I liked it
does.
too, but it doesn't. And honestly, the monstrous turnabout, the one with the village, is my least favorite. I could never play it again. It haunts me to this day. Why is Joker in your game? Why?
Can I give some... Okay. I hated that case when I first played it, but I replayed it more recently, and I actually didn't think it was that bad. The first time I literally hated it. I was like, this is really terrible. All of these characters are annoying. This is a not interesting setting. But I replayed it, and I don't know. It was okay. I mean, it wasn't that good, but it wasn't...
That's how I felt when I replayed Turnabout Big Top. I was like, okay, because you're going prepared, but the first time it hits you,
yeah.
Jinx, Phineas Filch, girl, just
If you talked to me 4 months ago and asked me about the case, I would say it's the worst case in the series.
it is.
But I don't know. I feel like I've slightly come around to it.
Fair,
I will
but
say
honestly,
that it's
Yeah.
not that good. My issue
It's not good.
my issue with Dual Destinies and Spirit of Justice is more than anything else is I don't care about them individually as games. I mean, I don't think they're great games, but more what they ruined the arc of the series.
I know, but here's the thing. I think Apollo Justice. I've said this time and time again, even on my Tumblr. But Apollo Justice screwed up by bringing in Phoenix and making him Hobo Phoenix. But don't.
I'm still here.
Okay.
I don't have an issue with that actually. I think that's
No,
kind of an
I
interesting
didn't
thing.
have an issue with it initially. I was like, okay, this is interesting. I want to see where it goes. It's a bit sacrilegious. I don't care. But then, don't fucking revert it. Come on, why? And then they had way too much to handle on their plate. Athena's introduction, Apollo's backstory, the Phantom, Phoenix regaining his badge. The Dark Age of the Law, it became show don't tell. If Aristotle means said one more time, you have to prevent the Age of the Law, the Dark Age of the Law, I was gonna fucking jump into the screen and fucking smash his head. I hated that aspect.
I mean,
And
Dual Destinies in general suffers so badly from always telling you rather than... And Spirit of Justice did it too. So Dual Destinies, there was... the Dark Age of the Law, it just said it about 100 times.
Absolutely.
Never showed
that was
it.
Infuriating.
Other than bombing a courtroom. Who cares? And then Aristotle meme was always the end justifies the means. Shut up. And then they did it again in Spirit of Justice with Phoenix phoning Apollo and being Apollo, you've grown so much. I just can't believe how much you've grown as a person.
Yeah.
What the fuck? He is the same person. He has not grown. Sorry, Apollo. Apollo is the smartest and most actually good like as a lawyer, he's in the first game. He gets worse in the next two. Like Apollo's character, I am so annoyed with the new two ones because Apollo's character I really like in Apollo Justice, but then he's a different guy in Dual Destinies and Spirit of Justice. Like, they did not get his personality right, in my opinion. Like, he is... Like, he's like a cringy emo in the new ones.
But babes, I don't think he had a personality to begin with, honestly.
He wasn't like, he didn't have a strong personality, but I think he was different from Phoenix in the trilogy.
To be fair,
he was more sarcastic, and he was never sarcastic in the games that came afterwards.
But the thing is, they've changed his backstory so much. He feels like a different person. Like, if
his
next
fucking
game,
backstory shit makes me so angry.
By the way, Apollo has a new childhood now, and he has a new father figure. I'm gonna murder them with my own hands. Like, that's why for me, Spirit of Justice is much worse than Dual Destiny, because like it's so much more messy.
Yeah, I know. I really agree.
The game feels so messy. Like, what the fuck? So you're gonna tell me that Apollo had a lost brother who's another prosecutor and who has it doesn't make sense. Make it make sense.
I think that if you take both of those games on their own and ignore any of the series wide stuff, I think Dual Destinies I think Spirit of Justice is probably better because it's got Emma Skye is a better detective character than Fulbright, who can just go get in the bin. I hate him.
I don't hate Fulbright.
I hate him. Just the music when it's like dur, dur, bur, 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 like oh god, I hate it. And I will defend. I will somewhat defend.
Destinies, but you're way harsher than I am.
Well, I will defend the presentation.
I thought I was shitting on it until now.
Okay, well, okay. I understand why it is the way it is, because there was, backlash to Apollo Justice, so, we're going to be really, really safe and make a game that is just bland,
yes.
And they did it. But I think Spirit of Justice was more ambitious. I think the second case of Spirit of Justice it isn't good. It's still not a good case, but...
Agreed.
I love that case.
Well, okay, I think it's one of the only cases that actually tries to deal with trauma that's been set up, which Maya's been through so much trauma, never explored. So I think it's cool. I think it's a cool idea.
Which is the second case you're referring to?
The Trucy Wright one.
Yeah, the Magical Turnabout.
Yeah. She it deals with her trauma. Kind of.
Whose trauma?
Trucy's, kind of, a bit, doesn't it? Well, because she's always putting on a smile to she's her parents have died and or something. I don't remember what happened, but
here's some fucking analysis worth.
No, I swear that's the point of it. But anyway, I think it's interesting to anyway. Whatever.
Legit, I've been defending that case for the longest time on this podcast, and Lucy has been giving me shit. So. That's something to... I love that case.
It's not an amazing case.
I don't think it's that good.
I love that case. I think it reverts, it returns to the series roots. It could easily be in the trilogy because it has, that banter between Athena and Apollo during the investigation.
That's true.
And then, they managed to, make the stakes high, but without, giving us that shit, it's the dark age of the law. Oh, Kurain isn't, it has to be saved. No. Literally... Trucy was a fucking idiot. She signed that fucking paper and now the office is gonna go to shit. He's that Robert Downey Jr. is gonna steal it, so you better fucking win this case. And I care 10 times more about that than Kurain or the Dark Age of the Law. I think it had nice characters like Bonnie and what's her name? The Fam, and then it just had one investigation.
I like that, yeah. I think that it's the best case of Spirit of Justice. I think that it's it's a good idea for a case, the idea of exploring Trucy more, because and seeing her actually do magic, because you hear her talk about doing magic a bunch in Apollo Justice, but you never actually see it. So I think it's cool that they show her doing magic, they explore what it's like, what her shows are like. I don't know. I think that's a cool thing, and exploring her trauma. But the biggest thing I don't like about it I think it's really, really obvious who the villain is from the very, very beginning, because you see the poster of Troop Grammary, and there's just another guy there, and then everyone's like, oh yeah, he's always been there, what do you mean? And it's
I hate when they do that kind of stuff.
It's like they're gaslighting you into like believing he was there. He was never there.
Ace Attorney is the biggest gaslighter. Like, what are you talking about? Of course Apollo grew up in a completely foreign country. And what are you talking about? Of course there was a fourth guy in the Troop Grammar. Like, it's infuriating.
But they said he was
that.
absent. They said he was absent.
Well, that's just like an excuse. That's like being like that's silly. I'm sorry. Like, it's not. Anyway,
Okay.
Regardless of whether it's
take that.
believable that he wasn't there, like the fact that as a player, he wasn't created for Apollo Justice, and now suddenly there's a new member that the team who made this case created a new character. Obviously,
Honestly,
he's
why
going to be
didn't they
related.
make it with like that yellow guy?
That's the thing. The modern games, right? Like, it's like they like read a summary of Apollo Justice but didn't play it, because like they try and like put in little like winks and nods, but they don't use anything from Apollo Justice at all. Even though Apollo Justice sold very well, like at the time it was like by far the best-selling Ace Attorney game. So it's not like people haven't played that game. Like they can include stuff in it and people will know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I do think Spirit of Justice is probably like I think that's not a bad case. And I think they try some interesting things. I mean, like, clearly they had more ambition. Like, yeah, like that, during that case, having Trucy in one of the cross-examinations, having her, like, perform the magic tricks while the cross-examination happens, that is, I don't remember this, I was just reading, like, a thing where they talked about it. That is good, in my opinion, that is interesting. Whereas Dual Destinies is just a boring game, in my opinion. And also, what the fuck is the timeline of that game? I don't understand it. It's like constantly flashing forward and back and forward, and I don't understand when it's set.
Yeah. It's
I
all
don't
messed
understand when
up.
anything is happening. But from a series perspective, I don't know. I think Spirit of Justice is probably messier, but they both like are so messy and like screwed everything up. I mean, I don't hate Athena as a character, but they should not have introduced her, I don't think. I think she should have had the next trilogy, maybe, if they wanted to do Athena.
They completely mistreated her. And the fact that they brought back so many characters in Spirit of Justice, we were talking about it last episode. At the end of the game, there's one part when you go to confront Garen, and you have like 15 characters with you. Like 15 people following you around. It's exhausting. They've introduced a lot of new players. They've like reintroduced characters of the past. Like, it's just... Sometimes it's too much.
Also, I will say that Athena's personality is really grating to me. I just find her annoying. Like, sorry, not to...
Yikes.
Well, no, okay. Okay, compare... Like, okay, just imagine Mia in your mind and how you feel about her. And then imagine Athena in your mind and how you feel about her.
No, dude, I totally get you. Like, in my paper, which you helped me write, I literally blamed Athena for like reverting the feminism in the series, because I was like, yeah, Mia might have had her tits out, but she was a revered mentor and lawyer who was like the highest. And then we get to like Athena, who's like wears a skirt. She's a lawyer, but she wears a skirt the whole time. It's canary yellow. And
Her outfit is just really weird. Like, I know Ace Attorney outfits are like a little weird, especially like, you know, the prosecutor outfits in the newer games are just insane. But like, so yeah, like Phoenix is just wearing a pretty normal suit. It's like quite a vivid blue, but it's a normal suit. Apollo is wearing just a normal red waistcoat. Again, it's maybe a little more over the top than like you'd normally see in a lawyer, but not that crazy. Mia is wearing like a black suit. Like, that is the most like lawyerly thing you would wear. Maybe like her boobs are on show more than like a normal lawyer, but you know, that is her prerogative to do that, and I have a lot of respect for Mia. I think she's a great lawyer. Athena Sykes is wearing the most hideous yellow outfit. Her waistcoat like is bizarre. Like, it doesn't, I guess it's meant to be fashion, but it comes down like half her top.
It's very theater kid from like 2012. It's not a
and
good
then
look.
her hair. Like, I know that Ace Attorney characters have weird hair. I know Phoenix has stupid hair, and that's why we love him. I know Apollo's hair is even more, like, ridiculous. But Athena's hair, like, doesn't make sense. You could make your hair be Apollo's hair if you put in lots of hair gel. You wouldn't do it because it looks crazy. Like, no one would want their hair to look like that. But Athena, you can't do that unless you have, like, a wire in your hair, because it, like, holds itself up. Like, I don't know. I just think they went too far with Athena. Like, compare Athena to Mia just in the character designs. Like, there could not be more polar opposite. And then it made me so angry because I said at first I didn't dislike Athena, but the more I talk, the more I'm realizing I do dislike Athena. But I think it was long overdue that they had a female lawyer. But I just don't like Athena. But in Athena's defense, at least, like, by the end of Dual Destiny, she'd, like, grown and she'd, like, you know, become a better lawyer. Then what the hell happened in Spirit of Justice when suddenly she knows nothing again? She's having to get Blackwell to, like, help her. Like, oh, I'm a big, strong man. I'll help you win the case. Like, go away.
She's the constant damsel in distress. That's why it's infuriating.
This man is very much speaking our own language.
Although, I love Maya, but she's a much worse damsel in distress. Like, literally, she's been arrested, like, 7 times.
Athena isn't a lawyer. Athena is a playable character.
Yeah.
I mean, Maya has a penchant for, like, getting in trouble, and in her character, like, she wants to wander around the fucking studio where a murder took place. You can't blame her for being a damsel. But, like, how dumb are you? Literally, who would call you at the end of Spirit of Justice at the Gatewater Oriental Plaza, whatever, and you go call? Your aunt is in jail, your mom is missing, your sister is dead, your father ran away, and your cousin is with you. Who would fucking call you? No one. It's Shelly the killer, and he's trying to kidnap you, girl. Like,
yeah.
But yeah. So it's really interesting. I know we said we're gonna, like, fuck the script, but basically, could you, like, what's your ranking of the games and favorite and least favorite cases?
Okay, favorite game by far is Trials and Tribulations. I mean,
of course.
I know that, like, the second Investigations game, everyone loves it, but I think because I knew everyone loves it going in, like, my expectations were, like, ridiculously high, and, like, they would never be able to be met. Like, it was very good, but Trials and Tribulations will always be the best game in the series, in my opinion. I don't know. Maybe they'll top it one day, but I don't think they will.
I'm curious to know what your thoughts are also on the Stolen Turnabout, because Lucie is the only other person I've met who has an issue with it.
Which one's that?
The one with Ron Delight, Mask the Mask.
Oh, well, what's your issue with it?
Like, I played it when I came to the UK, so it kind of reminded me of that shitty time where it was like, oh, the weather is, like, always cloudy here. And then I remember I was like, I had kind of, like, in retrospect, had more issues, like, why is there no murder right off the bat? And then why don't we actually see the murder of that guy? And then why is, like, Larry in it? It feels so wasted. And the locations were ugly. Why is Adrian Andrews out of jail? It was, like, a bit of, like, a bunch of concepts thrown together. The only good takeaway was Mask the Mask costume and Desire Day Delight. Oh, and Look At Me's theme.
Yeah, Trials and Tribulations has really good character themes. Like, all of the character, you know,
Definitely.
like, all of them are very good. Everyone except the one that's like do 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 do.
I hate that one.
It's pretty grating, but, like, I kind of like it because it's horrible. I don't know. I'm like
That's Victor's kudos, yeah.
Yeah, I will, like, defend the trilogy. Like, I know that I'm extremely biased in favor of the trilogy. Like, I'm not an object. Like, even, like, I will, like, defend Justice for All. Like, I'll be like, Turnabout Top is horrible, and I like it because it's horrible. You know. I'm like, Shutakumi, you could make a case that spits in my face, and I would tell you that's an amazing case.
He can do no wrong in your eyes.
Yeah, which I know is, like, I know I'm not objective at all about it, but I don't know.
Turnabout spit in my mouth.
I think that case is okay. I don't think either of the two, like, I don't know what you call them, like, the, like, random, you know, they always have, like, the random cases that don't tie into the storyline. There was, like, a name for them. I don't remember what they're called. Anyway, I think that the ones in Trials and Tribulations, both of them are like just fine. Like that one, and then the like
Recipe?
Yeah, Recipe as well. They're both fine, but they're not great.
I know we can't see Lucy because she has her camera turned
I am
off.
shocked.
No, I don't like it that much, honestly.
Girl, turn on your camera, come on.
No, my phone is about to die.
I hate you so much.
Do you have a
You
charger?
always
Could
do
you just
this to
put?
me.
Couldn't you charge?
I'll find a solution in a second, but it's an ongoing joke of the podcast. My phone always dies while recording. But Recipe, I mean, I don't like the stolen turnabout for, I don't know, it rubs me the wrong way, but I love Recipe for Turnabout. It's one of my favorite cases.
Really? Oh, I never
love
really
it.
got it, I don't
It's-
think.
It awoke something in me when I was 9. I wanted to be a waitress because of it. Like, I love this case so much. But obviously, like, sometimes I wonder how much is actual facts, how much is just, like, personal attachment to certain cases. So
Oh, for
I
sure.
could
That
potentially
makes sense.
see how you wouldn't like it. But so
I don't
what's
think
your
it's
favorite
terrible.
It is a
case?
good case.
I don't
I
know.
like how-
I think that the whole what's her name, Viola Cadavarini or whatever, that just feels like I don't like her character design. She looks like her art style doesn't match, in my opinion, and I just find her annoying. And I feel like her she just appears out of nowhere. I don't like that. Victor Kudo's introduced, who I kind of love him because he's awful. Like I don't like his whole being a sexual harasser thing. We can get rid of that. But I mean, I like that he's just really irritating to you as a player. Like, I like that he's just, like, throws seeds and doesn't answer your questions. Like, that's just funny to me. But, I mean, he is objectively, like, not a good character, in my opinion, at least. In terms of, like, making a fun Ace Attorney game. The whole Jean Armstrong thing is a bit uncomfortable. Like, doesn't he try and hit on Phoenix? Which is, if he does... Yeah,
Did he?
Well, I think he's just like, oh, aren't you handsome? You can, I don't know. He's like, come to my restaurant anytime, handsome boy. Maybe.
Oh, no.
Maybe I'm misremembering. No, I don't think it was that bad. There were like a few lines that were kind of dodgy to me, but I might be misremembering.
I hope he did not say this.
I think I'm exaggerating. But,
So what's your favorite case, Thomas?
okay.
Wait, let him rank the game.
Oh, yeah, you need to rank the game first.
Okay. Trials and Tribulations, number 1. Shall I just... I'll ignore spin-offs. Shall I just do the main 6? Or do you want... Should I...
No.
Okay.
Also do investigations.
You're not gonna like how low I put them, though. Okay. The first Investigations is trash, in my opinion. Sorry. I like K Faraday, but other than that, I don't think it's a good game.
That's harsh.
Maybe not trash, but I don't like it as a game. But anyway, let me... Trials and Tribulations, then the first game. The first game is actually very good if you replay it. It's very... There are issues, but it's very good. Maybe Justice for All. Or maybe Apollo Justice, then Justice for All.
Wait, investigations too?
Maybe Investigations 2 next.
I always do this. I invite someone on the podcast and then harass them and coerce them until they have the opinion that I like.
Wait, Lucy's gone. We've lost Lucy. Oh, never mind.
Oh, okay. Did your phone die?
Not yet, but it's at 1%.
I think that game is... I don't know. It's, like, objectively a good game, but... I think maybe some of it is that I couldn't play it, like, cozy in bed because I had to play it on my laptop. But, I don't know. It's, like... I don't know. I think it's a good game, but I don't like it that much. Sorry.
So wait, it's Trials and Tribulations and then...
Trials and Tribulations, the first game.
Yeah.
Okay, then it gets kind of messy. Then I would say maybe investigate. Okay, if they're like how good they are, that's different. But how much I like them, probably Apollo Justice, Justice for All, then Investigations 2. Maybe then Investigations 1, and then Sphere of Justice, then Dual Destinies. What?
Not me not respecting anyone's opinion but my own.
Well, how would you rank them?
We've done this before, but basically mine would be Trials and Tribulations, and then either the first game or Investigations 2, and then Justice for All, Investigations 1, Apollo Justice, Spirit of Justice, Dual Destinies. Like, Dual Destinies is irredeemable.
Yeah,
in my
it is
book.
not a good game.
And then, like, Spirit of Justice is as crappy, but not as
That's how
much. I don't know. It's like the same shit, but like a bit better. And then Apollo Justice, I just had a really hard time playing. Like, I hate Turnabout Succession. Like, how does Phoenix time travel?
I've been pretty open about, like, I don't really mention it in that many videos. Also, I feel like Twitter people are much nicer. Well, people who follow me on Twitter. No, not in general. But the people who like watch my videos generally, you know, just like there'll be like random people who are like, I want to know about Maria's voice. Let me watch a video on it. There's like a high chance there's going to be like, you know, non-nice people.
Yeah.
Whereas the people that like specifically like go and follow me on Twitter are like people who like probably like me a bit at least. So.
Yeah,
So,
I wanted to
yeah, I
ask
wouldn't
you
mention
about
YouTube
that, which is
much.
it's not really related to the podcast, but like, how do you feel about your channel? Have you had any like hate sometimes? How do you deal with that kind of newfound fame? Have you ever been cancelled or bothered by it?
You're pretty young as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, by the way,
And
should
this
we?
is coming like from
is this-
overly sensitive people. Like when we got our first dislike.
Yeah.
Should we? By the way, we're on podcast again. People.
Oh,
Oh wait.
no,
we
this
are?
Are we on the podcast? We can
I
do
don't
this
mind.
off the record.
I'm happy to go on the
I was
record.
doing this off the record until your phone charged.
Oh, we can do this off the record until my phone charged, so you can say whatever you
Oh,
want.
I'm
because-
happy to go either way. Well, okay. If it's just talking about YouTube. Okay. I don't know. It's been kind of weird. I mean, I've got used to it more now. Like, so I started my channel, and then like for the first like 8 months, like not that many people found it. Like, I mean, in terms of like overall, like if you put people in a room, it would still be a lot. Like, I think I got to like probably 6,000 subscribers by the end, which is like a lot of people. But in there was like 1 week where it went from like 6,000 to like 60,000 subscribers, and then I hit like 100,000 subscribers like the next week. So it was very, very sudden, because YouTube just like, I think I did one video that had like a good thumbnail, and so it like YouTube was like, here people, and then people watched that video, and then if people liked that video, YouTube was like, well, we've got like 8 months worth of old videos, so it like showed it, you know, there was like a lot of content that like people hadn't seen, so like instead of like gradually building up that audience, it like was like not really there that much, and then suddenly like it spiked. So that was really stressful at first. Like, just, I think the thing that was most stressful was suddenly, like, when I made a video, I was like, I know that quite a lot of people will see this.
Yeah.
You know, I don't really read the comments that much. Like, what I'll do is a few days, or like a day or a few days after the video's out, then I'll like go on the page and like read the top comments. But like, I don't really read comments as they come in, because for one, I mean, that would take kind of a lot of time, but also like the top comments are like, you know, the ones with like actual lots of likes, like they're funny, and like they make jokes about the video, or like they're like, here's an interesting story. But if you see them in real time, either they're like not that nice, definitely the majority of them are nice, but like the thing is, if you read 100 comments and one of them is bad, then the bad one is the one that stays in your mind.
Yeah, of course.
So generally, if you see them when you're coming in, either you're just going to see a few hateful comments, and I mean, I don't think people shouldn't comment if they didn't like the video necessarily. Like, I think people are free to do that. Like, that's kind of the point of the comment to an extent. You know, if someone's like, oh, I think that this video was kind of misleading, you know, the comments are for feedback, but at the same time, I don't want to read
you
it.
know that they're not gonna phrase it like that.
Yeah, they're not going to phrase it
Yeah.
like that. But also, even if like I see nice ones, usually if you're just looking at them as they come in, most of them aren't that interesting anyway. They're just like, nice video, had fun, you know, which is like, I'm really like grateful that people went out of their way to like leave those comments, but yeah, they're not that interesting to read. It's kind of boring.
First Athena Sykes, now the nice commenters.
I'm coming for everybody.
Part 2 is seeming...
Yeah, we're getting into some spicy topics here.
Have you ever been recognized because of your voice? Like, you order
I'm-
something at a coffee shop and like,
I've never once been
Constantly
recognized, which is,
Oh.
it would be cool in some respects, but like I would much rather that I never get recognized than like I get recognized a lot. Because I was saying to some of my friends the other day, if I had like 300,000 subscribers, but my like, you know, I have 300,000 subscribers, but if I had the same size channel, but like my face, like if all of the videos were me talking to a camera, then I think if I went to I definitely would get recognized sometimes at least.
Yeah.
And like that would kind of be like I'm pleased it's this way around, because I feel like it's cool if it happens a few times, but like it could get annoying really quickly. And like, you know, I was just thinking, I mean, we were sitting on the beach at and I was like, if Zoella she can't walk down the beachfront.
Yeah.
Not Zoella.
Yeah, seriously. Like any YouTuber who's like their thing is like them, their personality, they can't go places, they can't do stuff. That must be really, like, you know, that would change your life in a big way.
Definitely.
Although one time I was in college, like sixth form college, and someone came in and they were like talking about like careers or something. Like a few people who were like a couple of years older than us came in and was like, oh, so, you know, what are you thinking of doing after this? Like just to small groups. They came around to like, it was like groups of 3 or 4, and someone came around to our group and I was like, oh wait, you know, they were like, what do you do? And I was like, oh, embarrassing, but I'm a YouTuber. And anyway, someone else who sat at the table, like who was like with us, like knew my videos, and like because we'd been talking about them, and he was like, oh, he just made a video about like this topic. And then the guy who was talking to us from like the university was like, oh, I saw that video, and he asked for me to sign something. He asked me to do a signature, which was really awkward.
Oh,
I was like, I felt really embarrassed, but it was funny. I mean, it was cool that it happened, but I haven't been like recognized.
Which is your
normally.
most popular video?
The most popular video is it's called EA Stole This Man's Game, which it's okay. It's not my favorite video I've made, partly because for a while my top video was called Would You Order a Pizza from Your Wii? And I liked that like the most popular video was just like stupid. It was like, you know, it was just a dumb fun one. Whereas now it feels like, oh, the most popular one is like kind of negative. But like that's YouTube, you know. That's
What about the yaoi one?
that one is like it's not that high on the list.
What?
Oh, do I like it or do how it's done?
No, it's not that high on the list.
Oh no, well
What
the
fuck?
top video, like you know, my top video has 3 million views. Then the Pete's one 2.5. The Peach's Voice one has 2 million. Like they're all kind of the top, probably like 20, 30 video. No, probably like top like 30 videos I've done.
Fucking
have like,
million.
but like
Holy
That's
fuck.
amazing.
the like, thank you. It's still weird. Like it's not is. I think it's weird. You know what I mean? It's not like something I've adjusted to. But
This is
Dude, we've hit like 600 and we were pissing our pants about 2 million.
we're
Well,
going on exactly, but like this is actually so interesting. If my audio is okay, do you mind if we keep this?
sure,
in the
yeah,
podcast?
that's fine.
Because this is like fascinating.
Sure. Yeah.
But yeah, based on Game Anger, that one. How many views it has? It has 200. It has 200,000, which is like that's a lot of people. Like I'm not like, oh, you know, only 200,000, but it's not like it's not one of my highest ones. But what I
Yeah.
like about it more than anything else, I think the story is like interesting. I think I could have told it better. I was like, I like have gone through phases with YouTube of like sometimes I'm like pretty motivated, and so that was actually around that time was when college. Again, like this is people always get confused when I say college because in America college is uni, but UK college, so like age 16 to 18. That was like it was like during my second year of college when like it was like I was so busy with like college work and like trying to get good grades, and there were so many exams, and I was getting really stressed out because like my YouTube channel had like suddenly become successful like 7 or 8 months before then, or maybe even less than that, like 4 or 5. And I was like, I worked so hard, you know, I did, and then it's like paid off, and I was so pleased, and I was like, now I don't have time to like work on it, and I'm worried that like I put in all this work and now it's like I'm losing it, you know what I mean? I was worried that like I wasn't having enough time to make videos and my channel was dying, and it was really stressful. That was a really stressful time, honestly. Like January, the beginning of like 2020. Wow, of course it would be 2020. Anyway, so I made that video, but I didn't edit it that well. Like I just used like normally I try and edit my videos like, you know, each line of the script I like have something relating to that and like something visually interesting. But that video, I was like, I just put the trilogy trailer on repeat for quite a lot of it because I was like, I have no time to like edit this as nice. So like the video's fine, but it's not one of my favorites. But the thing I really like about it is I like that the thumbnail became a meme, and I like that like people who like have never like come across my channel, or like know nothing about me, have never like even heard of the video, just like I've seen based on game anger on like Twitter a bunch, and like that makes me so happy. That's like probably one of the favorite things that's happened to me ever. I love it so much.
That's
Holy
great.
fuck. But yeah, we're definitely keeping this shit in.
Sure.
I'll try as hard to like edit the part where Lucy comes back and we switch from like personal stuff to like talking about the channel more.
Yeah.
I'll just add a disclaimer,
Yeah.
honestly. I don't even care. Like, this is good discussion and good discourse.
It
Yeah.
does tie
But
into
to like
like.
also like
Oh, go ahead, Aris.
go ahead.
I was gonna say it ties into one of the questions I had on my list, which is
That's what I was about to say. I was
Exactly.
just to anchor like the episode a bit back into like form.
exactly.
Since Lucy, you came back. Do you want to continue with your questions?
Well, I don't know if it's my next question, but the one that links it into that one is, what's your favorite video that you've done on Ace Attorney?
I'm trying to think. I haven't really done many. I think I've done.
You've done 3.
I've done 3, which is.
I watched them today.
I should have done more. I want to do more. I just. You can keep this in. This is a little teaser. Okay, here's the thing, right? With YouTube, like the most important thing ever is like the thumbnail and the title. And I've written the whole script and recorded the voiceover for it, but I have a good title, but I do not have a good thumbnail. So I'm kind of like putting it on pause until I can like.
No.
Well, I don't want to release an Ace Attorney video and then like 2 people see it. That's all.
What is it?
So the title would be the most disappointing. I didn't even want to do this because I didn't want to make a negative Ace Attorney video, but I managed to like, I used it as an excuse to like just talk about the whole series in like a pretty at length way. Like it talked about like the games and like Shu Takumi and stuff. Anyway, it's called The Most Disappointing Game Reveal in History, and it's talking about, when, do you remember Unmissable? Do you remember when in 2018, there was like leaks. Well, it was leaks in 2017 that they were going to announce a new Ace Attorney game, Ace Attorney 7, and then like everyone was getting really hyped about it, and then Capcom put on their website, after like a year of no news, Capcom just randomly put on their website, we're having a live Ace Attorney event and it's going to be unmissable for Ace Attorney fans. And everyone was getting so hyped. Everyone was so sure it was Ace Attorney 7. Like, the hype was building. It was really a big deal. And then the event happened and they just announced that they were, like, doing another port of the trilogy. And people were so mad.
I do remember this. And people lost their shit.
People lost their shit. There were so many, like... It was so funny seeing people, like... clowning on the word unmissable. Like, people made like the objection bubble but with the word unmissable and stuff like that. It just made me laugh so much. So I thought that was an interesting, and like the title, then I can give it a good title. The most disappointing game reveal in history. People are like, what's that? And then it's probably not the most disappointing game reveal in history at all, but it's most disappointing for me, so I think it's fine. And it's the only... I feel like if I put Ace Attorney in the title, a lot less people are going to click it. And like, the thing I want... the reason I finally... Because I knew that was a topic for a long time, and I was like, I could maybe do that, but I'm not that sure about it. But the reason I was like, I'm just going to do this, is because then I can talk about DGS and be like, buy this game. Like, I'm gonna be like, this is a great game, you need to buy it. It comes out July 27th. I was actually planning, before I had the idea to do this video, I was planning on literally, this is not a joke, making a video called You Need to Buy This Game, and the thumbnail just said the words, You Need to Buy This Game, and then just literally me being, buy The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, it comes out next week, it's good, you should buy it. But I figured out a different... Oh. We've lost Lucy. Lucy is very elusive.
My god.
But I figured out a different way to talk about that game.
Please give out more Ace Attorney. Please.
I definitely want to talk about
collab with you anytime you want. We'll edit it for you. We'll produce it. We'll do anything you want. We'll be your horse.
Oh, we can't hear you, Lucy, by the way.
We'll do anything for you, Thomas.
Miss Madam, we cannot hear you.
Can you not?
No.
Can you not hear me?
Are those plugged into the computer or the phone?
Oh my fucking god.
This episode is gonna be hilarious.
Can you hear me
There's
now?
gonna be lots of like technical difficulties. Please bear with us.
Why can't you hear me?
We can't hear you. I don't know why. I can see you mouthing. Why can't you hear
What is
me?
going on?
Girl, if only I knew.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can
We
hear
can.
you.
Yes.
Oh, you said
Okay.
what were my favorite ones I've done out of. I've only done 3. Well, I feel
You've done the yaoi one.
I've done, yeah.
and then you've done the
class trial
the
one.
one that's the real trial,
Yeah.
and then you mentioned the Ace Attorney when they go to the circus.
Yeah.
It's a real location.
And
Yeah, I
when
mean-
they go to the Asakura Temple, the real one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pleased. I think of the Yaoi one as like my biggest one, but that's not true. I mean, the class trial, like the one about the real life Ace Attorney trial, that one has 600,000 views.
Yeah.
Which, like, normally I'm like, obviously I want my videos to do well. Hopefully, that's always a good thing. But normally I'm not like that bothered about it. But with Ace Attorney, I'm like, the more views the better, just because I want more people to know about Ace Attorney. Like, any excuse I have to like talk about it and like try and get people to play them. If like, I don't do it that often because I feel like I don't normally have I don't really have that many other like stories that would be like suitable for like a Thomas Game Docs video, if that makes sense. And then also like, I don't want to like make an Ace Attorney video and then like no one's gonna watch it, because I just want to like, I want more people to know these games. I want more people to buy these games. Like, I've got so many like people in my life. Like I said, I've got my brother, I've got my mum to play it. I tried to get my dad. I've got one of my friends. I've managed to get her to play it. Oh, I got another friend to play it who was really funny. I did not think he'd like it because he is like a straight dude and he's like pretty straight. I was like, I don't know how he's going to feel about this game. But he played it. He played the whole trilogy. And I think he played Apollo Justice as well. So...
You've heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. Ace Attorney is gay.
Ace Attorney's gay. I love how they like.
Absolutely.
I love how they accidentally made like an extremely gay video game. You know, like the like tension between Edgeworth and Phoenix Wright is like way funnier knowing that they didn't even mean to do it. Like people who haven't seen Based on Gay Manga, basically, like just to really really quickly like explain like the premise. The first game they like just made it like normally. They were like, this is a game, we've made this game, and then they released it, and then they saw people online were like being like, oh my god, this is so gay, basically. and like your BL fan, I don't know if people know BL or Yaoi or whatever, but it's like, well, that is a whole other can of worms in terms of being a bit problematic, but we're whatever. That's a different thing. Basically, it's like gay manga that's like intended for straight women to read. Which, yeah, if that sounds a little bit problematic, then yeah, it is. But it, you know, there's bad media everywhere, so whatever. There's a bunch of. This is not the BL podcast. Let me move on. Anyway, BL fans were like buying the game and playing the game, and so in like from the second game onwards, they like intentionally like they had characters who like their designs like. Max Galactica, in retrospect, extremely obvious. Yeah. Like his six pack is on show. He is half naked, you know. And then the games after that point were based on it. But the first game was just completely accidentally like there was a lot of.
So
it's kind
funny.
of hypocritical considering John Armstrong is so homophobic.
Yeah, he is. He's not good. I always forget about him because I think probably because I want to like I want to be like, these games are so good and supportive for gay people, but that is a little bit yikes.
Yeah, it is yikes. But yeah, I also wanted to like finish where we left off almost an hour ago at this point when we were ranking the games.
Yes.
So we wanted to find out what are your favorite and least favorite cases.
I mean, okay. Rise from the Ashes is not one of my favorites. I feel like I have so many thoughts about Rise from the Ashes. When I played the trilogy, I skipped Rise from the Ashes the first time and played it at the very end because I knew when it came. I knew like the trilogy originally that was not meant to be there, and then they added it in. So I was like, I'm gonna play it when it was created. And I think honestly, I would advise. It's okay, but I think it's a bit weird. It doesn't really fit. It's like a big long case just like stuck on the end.
Let's just say it one more time for the people sitting in the back. This person is very much speaking our language.
That's exactly what I told Aris to do.
We agree 100%.
When I told him to play, I was like, just play Rise from the Ashes later because it's not in the first game for me. For me, like, Rise from the Ashes is almost like an additional case, like a DLC.
I'll
so
tell him the
long.
story. Yeah,
it's really
I'll
long.
tell him the story. Basically, for those who have been continuously tuning in, basically Snap and Lucy's family. I said the story many times, but basically, I started playing Ace Attorney in high school. A classmate of mine recommended it, but I never really caught to it because I was like, this is fucking difficult. I don't want to cheat. So I put it off, and then I had to do compulsory army service before going to uni. So I picked it up there, and I went through the first game. I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. But you have to cheat.
Yeah,
And then when it came time for Rise from the Ashes, I was like, this is taking way too much time. I just finished Turnabout Goodbyes. Let me get on with the story. I don't care about fucking annoying Lana Sky. Just let me finish it. So I left it and I felt so guilty. But after I finished all of the games and I went back to finish it last summer, I did everything else. First trilogy, second trilogy, investigations, and then I was like, okay, time to play Rise from the Ashes, and I actually liked it. It's kind of annoying. I don't like Lana Sky. I hated Emma Sky for the longest time, but after replaying it on the Switch, I've changed my feelings. Because the way I played the entire series is on my phone. All of them, except for Investigations 2. And then I got the trilogy on the Switch for £10 with discount. So I downloaded it and I'm replaying. I just finished Rise from the Ashes 2 weeks ago. And now I'm gonna replay Trials and Tribulations. So maybe my feelings on the Stolen Turnabout will change. But yeah, Rise from the Ashes is honestly a bit misplaced.
Yeah, I think that if
Lucy says it belongs in the second game.
I imagine it, and I know it doesn't actually work because of the stuff that with Edgeworth and that forces it to be where it is. But I think it worked best just after the end of the entire trilogy. That's, I don't know if that's, yeah, because I mean you can tell the sprites. Looking at the sprites, they look better than the trilogy sprites. They look more modern. I mean, better is whatever. That's a hard thing to know, but yeah. Well, anyway, I think it's good as a standalone case, but I don't think it. Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think it works well at the end of the first game at all.
It's so draining at the end of the first game.
Yeah.
It's too long. It's a good case, but
it makes the story even more complicated because I played both the continuous how they intended it to be and both without it. My first playthrough I played it without it and now I played with it. Francisca's introduction and Edgeworth's absence doesn't make sense with Rise from the Ashes there. It made everything so much messier than it needed to be.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And Shizumi didn't want to make it. They told him to make it because they were oh, otherwise why would Japanese fans who already have it on their Game Boy Advance want to buy the DS version? So they were hey, can you make another case to add to the end of the game? And he was oh, I don't really want to, but fine. And yeah, I mean,
let me just copy Mia and Maya.
Yeah. But I think it's okay. But no, favorites. I mean, all of the plot ones of Trials and Tribulations, I think. Weirdly, the first case of Trials and Tribulations I love it so much. I think it's so good.
It's amazing. Baby Phoenix in art school in a pink sweater being accused of murder. That's amazing.
I know, and especially because the first cases are usually not that great. I mean, I like the first game's first case just because it's very classic, but it's okay. But the second game's first case is really bad, in my opinion. The whole thing about the bananas that looks like a yellow glove, and
Definitely.
and Phoenix getting amnesia is the most annoying way for them to use a tutorial. You know what I mean? That's just annoying to me.
I wasn't that mad about it. I thought it was kind of creative, but I'm not a big fan of Maggie Bird. She kind of annoyed me, so not a great opening case to me.
I hate Maggie Bird.
I really like that she like comes back, but I really don't like her. I don't like her, but it's funny to me that she keeps coming back, even though she is really a bland character. But the fact she comes back is still funny.
She's a roach that won't fucking die.
We want better for Gumshoe.
Yeah, seriously.
Miss Maggie Bird, you and Juniper Woods, which are basically the same character.
Oh, Juniper Woods can just go away. I hate her.
Straight to the electric chair. And hot take, Gumshoe doesn't belong with Maggie Bird.
But you know what?
He belongs with Will Powers. Ciao.
Or like if you want to do like opposites attracts, like what's his name?
Who?
What?
Just tell us.
What's the guy? I'm trying to remember what his name is. The one with the curly hair. He's already married, so it's not from the Stolen Turnabout.
Ron Delight.
Oh, Ron Delight
would be so funny with Gumshoe.
Could be the bottom though.
But no, I mean, I would think actually, if in Ace 27, if they're making it, if they brought back old Gumshoe and old Maggie Bird as an old couple, that would be cute. I feel like.
You think?
Girl, you know that's not gonna happen.
Well, obviously
the 3D is gonna destroy them.
Also, like, it's funny. I was talking yesterday with my brother and my mum about like, what if they brought back more characters, right? Like, and like, I'd be like, oh, you know, what if they brought back Loss at Heart and like she could be an old retired journalist? And I was like, wait, it's only 10 years in the future. She wouldn't actually be that old.
Yeah.
For some reason,
but they did bring her back in Investigations.
They did, but like. That was like obviously pre-time skip. Like, what would it be like? You know, I was saying, what if like, I was saying this to my brother. I'm like, I can't stop thinking about Ace Attorney. I was saying like, what if like, you meet her and she's like the head of like a newspaper company, like she's succeeded as a journalist and like, and then my brother was like, oh, I think it'd be funnier if she was unemployed and she'd like failed in life.
That's fucking Lucie. Take accountability. I told her, what do you think Gumshoe is gonna be like after the time skip? And she said he's gonna be selling chargers in the street at like red lights.
Who said that?
You!
I did not! I never said that. You did!
No, I didn't. I would never be so cruel.
Oh
I
my
said
God,
some cruel
I never
shit.
said this.
Girl, I'm gonna fucking find that
Absolutely
in
find it. I've never said it.
Post-recording. I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna put it after this moment. Okay, I'm gonna find the moment you said that.
Oh my God. If it's me, I apologize to Gumshoe. I wish you nothing but the best. I love him.
I would never be so cruel. I say a lot of disgusting shit about Horace Knightley and his kids and where I'd like them like to put them, but like not.
But to be fair, I don't think he would lose his job. I think Gumshoe did so much dumb shit. I think he's here to stay. Like, they're used to him by now.
Not to derail, but my issue with Horace Knightley is that he has a horrible character design. He looks terrible.
Aris is in love with him, so be careful.
I hate him. He's so ugly.
A storm is coming.
The part 2 that will never come to this episode. You are banned from the podcast. Why?
No,
he's so cute. He's such a jock.
He looks so badly drawn. I feel like, you know, actually, the worst example of that. Hang on, give me a second. Oh, let me. Okay, I don't know how I can like show this. I want you to like. I know that you know what is.
Just show us on your phone.
Oh, that's a good idea. Okay, you talk in the meantime.
I think I know who you're talking. Is it the worst design in the series? If I predict this,
I don't think you'll agree with me. I feel like we probably have different opinions about this. But okay, we've almost got it up.
I take design very seriously.
I have like zero. I can't draw. I can't design. I am talking about this from the perspective of someone who is bad at design. But
show us.
Okay, I'm just getting. Here we go. Ta-da!
Oh, Colias.
He looks terrible. He looks like fan art. It looks like someone drew Ace Attorney fan art.
Dude, come on. Not just... There's way worse.
Who's worse? Who's worse?
Macrel.
Who was Macrel again? Wait, which game was that? Investigations.
This dude looks like someone drew him on a napkin at a McDonald's.
Oh, that. Yeah, that's not very good. I'll agree with you there.
And both are from Investigation 1. Coincidence? I think not.
Girl, that budget.
Yeah, it's not a good game.
It's Mackerel and Jailbird.
Who is Jailbird?
Ooh, that was in the second one. The prisoner who
The
has
guy who
like
escaped from
a
prison
little
with the
teddy
polar
bear.
bear.
Oh wait, I thought one of you hadn't played Investigations 2. Have you both
No,
played
we
it?
No,
both
we
played
both-
it.
we both played it.
Oh, I tried to like avoid spoilers like an idiot earlier. Never mind. Okay. How do you spell Jailbird?
It's Jailbird.
Oh, I was like, oh, I can't find anything. Whatever. I'm sure it's terrible. I trust
Wait,
your
I'm
opinion.
showing on
Oh,
camera.
Oh, I don't like that design.
Yeah, it is not the best design. He's the guy with the polar bear who escaped.
Oh, I remember the polar bear. I don't remember him, but I remember his polar bear.
That's how memorable it was.
You
That
know
was
who
like
is
a
the
polar
truly forgotten character from the trilogy? Penny Nichols.
She's so forgotten. She's
She-
so bland.
What if A77 they brought, like, out of everyone they could have brought back, they bring back Penny Nichols?
Oh
They
my
brought her
God.
back in fucking Investigations too. I was like,
Wait,
why?
really? I literally don't even remember.
She's at the movie set.
Yeah. Poor Penny Nichols. She
Really?
she's not that interesting.
Yeah.
Wait,
She's at the
I'm looking up her page.
Godzilla.
Oh,
Mozilla.
I literally forgot about. That's so funny they brought her back though.
Lucy, I will never forget, she said this. Apart from the charger, which is the charger thing, is you that said it. Lucy said that if Penny Nichols was a spice, she'd be flour.
That is literally.
Which
That's
is-
so accurate.
For the record, not my joke. I think it's from Tom's Burger or something like that. But it does describe her amazingly.
It really does. But I kind of
Girl.
like. This is again me having like the most rose tinted goggles for the trilogy. But I kind of love that she is just a terrible character. She has no personality. She's just there, and she's just a normal woman stuck in like the just crazy world of Ace Attorney.
I
You know
will
what I mean?
I will never forget us talking about what you just said, and we were on camera, but Lucy was also only showing her face, and I was like, who the fuck wears beige? And Lucy stands up and she was wearing beige.
Absolutely.
But basically, yeah, just boring character design, absolutely no development, other than that she has trading cards like...
Wait a damn minute. Are we still on the what's your favorite case question? I was like, how did you start talking about
Yeah,
this?
come on.
Wait, and
Yeah, just-
Cody Hackett, not to... Okay, I'll wrap
Oh,
up.
yeah,
But Cody
Cody
Hackett,
Hackins.
I saw this fan art on Twitter of like what he could look like if he was brought back and he was like older. I was like, now I need this. I want Cody Hackins to appear in the next game.
Oh.
Cody, I hate children, just as a side note. It's one of my... Like, if I was a sim, one of the traits would be hates children, which I think is actually a real trait in Sims 3. But I hate children, so if you had to... I mean, I'm asking based on how I see it, but if you had to choose between Cody Hackins and John Marsh, who would you pick?
Wait, who's John Marsh?
Justine Courtney's son from Investigations 2, the one with the horns.
Oh, you see, I kind of like them both. But
Okay.
I mean, Cody Hackins wins because he's in the trilogy. I think.
Girly.
Well, who do you prefer, John Marsh? John Marsh is annoying
Neither,
anyway.
they're
He's
kids,
like.
I just say that.
I know it's like on purpose, but like John Marsh is spoiled and annoying. Cody Hackins is like just a kid. I don't know. I prefer him. I think he has more interesting characters.
When Simon Keyes kidnapped John Marsh, I was like, just fucking do it. Come on, kill him.
I mean, one thing I really like about the first game is like the character designs are pretty normal. You know what I mean? Like all of the characters in the first game are like maybe slightly exaggerated, but they're all people who could exist.
Yeah.
Damon Gunt.
Well, no, he's from the Ashes. He doesn't count. He's not part of the first game. Get him out of here.
Those are fighting words.
I think that everyone in that first game, it was just the canon, the 4 cases that actually exist of that first game. I think that all of the characters, I like that they're just like humans. Like
April May.
April May is just a woman with big boobs and pink hair. Like there's 100 of them that exist.
April May is just a drag queen running around.
April May is a sexy woman who knows she's sexy, and you have to respect that about her. You know, if I was a sexy woman, I would be April May, living my best life. I think... Look, okay,
Good to know.
If you had to be April May or Penny Nichols, you would pick April May.
I mean, that's a tough choice.
You'd pick
This
Penny
man
Nichols.
is-
You'd pick Penny Nichols.
This man
Well,
is
we know I like beige.
speaking gospel.
If I was hot, like, I would go around all day telling, like, I would not let anyone forget it. You know?
You just
Sure.
run around, boobs out.
Yes.
I get that.
Booby Fulbright.
Booby Fulbright.
Honestly, my
Tim
friends are so-
Kids Fulbright.
My friends find it so funny because I find, like... I'm like, literally everything I say... This is, like, the most exposed I've been. Boobs are so funny to me. Like...
Boobs?
Yeah, like, any chance... If I'm with my, like, I only have female friends. Like, I don't have any male friends. Not that, like, I hate men. I mean, I don't know. I have a very, like, my circle of friends is all female. And
I do.
it's so, like, they know if they want to make me laugh, they'll just be like, boobs. I'm like, this is so stupid, but it just makes me laugh. So anyway, Penny Nichols, an icon. No, the wrong character.
April May.
April May, an icon.
April May.
No, but Penny Nichols is an icon as well. I do kind of like her in a way because she's awful. She's just like the most uninteresting character that kind of you feel sorry for her, you know.
Right. So which are your favorite cases on this?
Okay, the first case from Trials and Tribulations. The last case. Okay, I think Trials and Tribulations has. I can't even speak. Trials and Tribulations has a great story, but I will say that the last case is pretty confusing in the moment. Like, everyone is channeling everyone, and it's like, what is going on? Who is who? But like, you kind of just have to like go with it. Like,
Trust the process.
Trust the process is extremely dramatic. It's very cool. And Dahlia has a very cool, like, death thing, you know. Well, when she's, like, exorcised from Mai's body.
Yeah.
That is a good moment. I don't know. I weirdly like the first case of the first game. I just think
Aww,
it's, like, a
Cindy
nice case.
Stone.
I think that the second case, Turnabout Sisters, is a bad case. As a case, it's bad. Like, I love all the characters that introduced there. Grossberg, April May. Okay, I mean, but like, there's things that annoy me. So many things that actually, in retrospect, are not good. For one, you aren't the one who takes down Red White. Like, you try and prove he did it, and then you can't. And then Mia comes up with just a magic list of... No, Mia tells you to turn over the receipt, and then there's names on the back. Bitch, if I could have turned that receipt over, I would have done it by now. You didn't give me a fucking button to do it. And then like, everyone's like, oh, well done, Phoenix, well done, Mia. That annoys me. And then it also annoys me, not in the game itself, but like with the context of Trials and Tribulations. The fact that like Mia was like so incredible and did all these things, and she went against Dahlia Hawthorne, the most like terrifying, you know, villain of the series, like the best villain. Dahlia Hawthorne is by hands down the best villain by a long shot of any Eternia game. But no one even comes close to her. And Mia Fey like beat her, and then she was murdered by this like idiot Red White. Like, he's a clown, just an idiot guy. Just I hate him, and he was the one that killed Mia. Like, that makes me annoyed, because Mia deserved to be killed by someone better.
You think Dahlia Hawthorne is a better villain than Matt and Guard?
Okay, that's
Yeah,
true.
that's a tough one.
I think she is
Because
better
Matt
because
and
she
Gar-
comes back, and she is like so tied in with like the stories of Mia and Godot and Phoenix.
Yeah.
You know, that makes her good, but as like, if you take out the context of the overarching story, that's really hard, because Mountain Guard is so good. Both of those are...
Matt and Guard, literally the stuff he did to Celeste, Impax, and Adrian Andrews made me sick.
The moment when he goes like... When he's got his... hang on. I'll have to recreate with my mini fringe. And go like... "Eh," and he has his like wine or his like brandy or whatever. So good. Such... Like... That is like one of the most iconic moments.
An amazing villain move. Definitely.
Seriously, I love that he's like just the most like... He knows he's evil. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like... I don't want a boring villain who's like thinks they're doing the right thing but is actually bad.
Acro.
Oh god, Acro. I can't with that case. I mean, that is a bad case. So many like I kind of like it in retrospect, but it's really bad. It's objectively bad. Like the whole like trick behind the murder it relies on like this ridiculous luck that like the statue would knock
definitely
knock the like ringmaster on the back and the cape would like magically fly onto the statue.
It doesn't make sense physically. Like,
it doesn't make any sense. That wouldn't happen. What would happen is it would squash him and then it would be stuck underneath
turn in his grave. It's
really
just
dumb.
So dumb.
And then also it's bad like murder mystery writing to like not reveal the culprit until like the very end. Like you couldn't guess who did it because you don't even know that Acro exists until like almost the end of the case, you know?
Yeah.
But like have there been any other villains as good as Dahlia and as good as Matt on Guard? I don't think there ever have been.
Simon Keyes.
I don't know. I just everything with that game. I'm like, it didn't really resonate with me. Maybe I'll read.
You.
She is so funny to me. Like, her objection is so funny because it's like objection. It's like someone just saying it. If you listen to the audio, it's like objection. It's not shouting. It's like the funniest.
Which
thing.
is your favorite voice thing?
I don't know. I don't really like the new voices that much. Like, they're fine. Like, I understand they couldn't have had like because you know the old games like the trilogy and Apollo Justice were like just voiced by like random people who worked at Capcom, but then like they couldn't really use them in Dual Destinies and Spirit of Justice. So they hired professional voice actors, and like, they're fine. But I don't like the voices as much. Like the old games, like Phoenix is like fucking. He's like shouting. He's like going objection. Like he's properly shouting it loudly. But
Pain.
Yeah. Yes, Pain. I know it's like Pain's brother or whatever, but all Pains should have the classic Pain voice. And Pain from the new games is so bad. He's just like abjection. Like shut up. I hate you.
Oh my god. Okay.
Do you like the new Pain? I hate him.
No, I hate him. I don't find a reason why he should be in the games. Like, why give him a brother? That was so unnecessary.
Yeah, it doesn't gain anything. Like, why would it just be actual Winston Pain? That would be so much better.
But yeah, Lucy, what about you? What's your favorite soundbite?
I don't know, because I also have the French one, because I played... When we were talking about it, I was like, I've never played the games in English, now that I think about it. So, they're very different. It's... Objection! So...
what's like the French... Like, I guess you wouldn't... If you haven't played them in English or Japanese, it's kind of hard to compare, but like, is the French one good?
I think. I do think the English one are slightly better. I don't know. The French games have some issues, like Edgeworth is called Hunter.
Oh.
There is some issues. Like Gumshoe is called Detective. It's just there is some issues.
What's the name of John Armstrong? Something Italian.
Luigi Labocca.
Luigi
because like he couldn't be French.
He couldn't be French.
And what did they rename Très Bien as well, or not?
It's the Bellissima.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a full-on Italian restaurant. So, yeah, for me, it might be the OG Phoenix objection, my favorite, like the objection, but the French one, because sentimental value.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really nostalgic about the original Phoenix objection in English. That makes sense. You know, but my favorite translation, or my favorite like line that wasn't in the original that was added to the English one, I don't know if... I guess it probably isn't in the French one, is in, you know, when Mia first meets Dahlia Hawthorne in Trials and Tribulations, and she's like, well, I guess we know whose milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. And it's like such a bizarre reference, and it's just so funny to me. I just love it. It makes me laugh every time I see that line.
Definitely. I was thinking, do you guys on phone can you like raise an objection by screaming objection?
Yeah, I think so, but I never tried.
You never do it?
I didn't do it on the 3DS either. I was like, you know.
I only found out about this after I finished the games.
Really?
So I was a bit disappointed.
But
I don't know, like, Phoenix's objection was always kind of like, okay, that's like the basic one.
Yeah.
But I love the like added ons. Like my favorite would have to be Overruled by Kristen Courtney.
Overruled.
And I also really like Manfred's, which is like so ridiculously low in tone. Like objection. Like I was like, what does this man have for a like voice?
He looks like he's about to die.
Objection. Like I was like,
do you know?
Okay.
Do you know who voiced Phoenix's original objection in the Japanese games?
Wasn't it one of the writers or developers?
It was Shutakumi. Shutakumi.
Yeah.
They were like, they didn't hire any voice actors. They were like, we'll just have like the developers. But he like talked with the guy who was going to do the recording, and he was like, I don't want anyone else to do it. I want to be it. So like they secretly went off to record like Phoenix's voice before they told anyone else that they were doing it, so that he would get to
Wasn't it the same story for Godot as well? Wasn't it a friend of theirs?
Yeah, it's Hideki. Isn't it Hideki Kamiya, who's like a really famous game developer?
I don't know the names. Sorry.
Hideki Kamiya Godot. Yeah, Hideki Kamiya is like a really famous game developer. You know Bayonetta?
Yeah, he's the developer of Bayonetta.
He's the developer of
I do remember
Bayonetta.
that.
And he's done like, he did Devil May Cry, he directed Resident Evil 2, he directed Beautiful Joe. I don't really know what that. And Okami or Okami. I don't know how to pronounce
Bayonetta
it.
is the game, the song I always sent you that I said defined you.
I know.
Yeah.
She said we were saying what songs, like what game soundtracks would be us if we were people, and Lucy said that I'd be Fly Me to the Moon by Bayonetta too.
I love the like Bayonetta songs. I've never played Bayonetta. I know I'd be
They're
so
great.
bad. I would be awful. I'm not good at like action games, but it's so good. I mean, Bayonetta as a character is like the Smash line when she's like, if you need to know how to talk to a lady, ask your mother. It's so good. Her voice is iconic.
But wait, did you say that he also did Okami?
Yeah, he did that as well.
Oh, that's really
He's
cool.
done
I
a
had no
lot of
idea.
stuff.
Girl, you can tell if he did Beautiful Joe. You can tell if he did Okami.
Okami is like one of the first game I've ever played. It has
Really?
Yeah. Well, I was even before Ace Attorney. It's so beautiful. It's so pretty.
I really want to play
I think
it.
it's on Switch.
I've never played it before.
It's really good. What did you say, Aris?
I think it's on Switch.
Yeah. Like I played it on must be Wii at the time. But it's a great game. I really recommend it, and the visuals are stunning.
Okay. Do you want to start wrapping this up? Because I think we're almost at 2 hours.
My audio's been
just
recording
2 hours.
my audio's been recording for 2 hours 13 minutes. So
Absolutely. Just tell us in brief which are your worst cases.
oh, worst. Okay, well, I want to like Turnabout Big Talk, but it is bad. I'll say that it's a bad case, obviously. And then
Monstrous.
Turnabout, yeah, is not a good case.
Yes.
Like I replayed it and I didn't hate it as much, but it was not a good case. And like both of those cases, I like started playing it. I got halfway through and I like took a break for like a month because I was like, I can't.
Like I get what you're saying, that playing it again wasn't as annoying, because it's the same with Turnabout Big Talk. Once you know what you're signing up for, like once you walk in prepared for Mo and Phineas Filch, like it's better. But the Monstrous was just like the locations. Like, who chose this color palette?
Yeah, and I don't like that they show the killer straight away. Like, it's fine when they do
Yeah,
that.
like-
It's fine when
Yeah.
they do that for the first case, but I feel like if they do it any other cases, it's just annoying. And also, but even if it didn't show you him killing him, he's like just literally evil. Like, he's like, oh, I'm so evil. And also, it's annoying because he's like obviously meant to be gay and a villain, which just feels. I'm not saying it shouldn't be gay villains, but it feels like he's like, I'm evil because I'm gay. Ha ha ha! And it's just annoying.
And
Exactly.
the Joker.
Yeah, yeah, he is also, to be fair, very Joker inspired. Okay, other bad cases. Well, I mean, Dual Destinies cases 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't like anything of Dual Destinies. What was case 3? Oh, the dog. No, that was really bad as well. Okay, cool. I was like, well, maybe I shouldn't say that one's bad in case if I don't remember it, but now I remember it and it was bad. And then the DLC case is like fine, but I don't love it. But especially because it has the rapper guy, which is really
that was
yikes.
pretty bad.
And it has the thingy. It has the annoying detective who I know you like, but I hate. I hate him so much.
Booby Fulbright,
Yeah.
Tits Fulbright.
I
breast
can't.
Fulbright.
I literally can't stand him. He's a terrible, just an awful character in my opinion. Sorry. And then Spirit of Justice. Case 1 is like a nothing case, but I guess it's not like awful. It's just a bit bland.
You try to send Jesus to jail. Not on my watch.
The second case is the best of the game. I think that Trucy Wright case is honestly the best case they've made of like the modern games, but I don't think it's good. It's okay. It's okay, but I have a lot of issues with it. But it's
I want your thoughts on 2 cases.
Okay. Well, should I just quickly go through Spirit of Justice first? Third case is like boring. I don't think that's a very fun case, but it's like not.
Which one?
The one with like, the woman who like
the
holds
right
up the
of
picture
turnabout.
of
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like just a really bland case. Like, it's just like the first case. It's like, this is bland. And then the fourth case, really awful. The like Bucky Wet case, not a good case. Like, they ruined Athena for like the worst case ever. Like, I didn't even like Athena, but that did her dirty. And then the last case is like terrible. I'm sorry. Like, I know that like it has its dramatic moments. And, like, the twist about Dirk being dead already is at least like that's kind of a cool twist. I think I don't remember it that well, but the whole case, like, why Apollo bonding with Dirk is one of my least favorite parts of the entire series. I hate it. Because I'm like, who is this guy? This is not a guy that exists. And then that scene of them like going into the cave, I just can't stand it. I hate it so much. And then also the whole thing about Phoenix Wright, who like his like defending Paul Attition or whatever.
Oh yeah, that was so annoying.
So stupid, and like again this time it ruins Phoenix as a character because
exactly
the whole point.
This man has never lost a case in his career apart from Clavier, who is hard to believe. Now he goes against Apollo.
I know, and the whole point.
Electric chair.
The whole point of the last case of the second game, where Mai gets kidnapped, is to like show that Phoenix thinks, as a character, his opinion is that it's more important to like pursue justice and lock away the criminals than like, save Maya. Which is like, is that a bad opinion? Is that a good opinion? I don't know, but that's what Phoenix does. And then suddenly, this random fucking idiot politician is like enough to like completely derail Phoenix's entire character development.
And career.
What are you doing, Phoenix Wright? Yeah. So I don't like it. What were you going to say? Which cases did you want my opinion?
I want your opinion on Turnabout Serenade.
I like that case. I know it's controversial, but I like it.
Yes!
It's one of Aris' favorites.
And like, that's not even like me, like, with it, like, I know Turnabout Victoria is a bad case, and like, part of me is like, I kind of like it, but I know it's bad. That case, I played it, I was like, this is a really fun case, and then only afterwards did I find out.
I don't understand why it gets so much hate.
I don't think it's perfect. But, like, no case is perfect. Like,
by any means.
None of the cases are perfect. Well, but none of the cases are perfect. And it's really good, in my opinion. It's very good.
Girl, everyone's complaining about the fucking video. And the video, I mean, Rise from the Ashes was worse with the video
Way
part.
worse. And,
like,
at least, like, the video from Turnabout Serenade is a good video. You know? The video from Rise from the Ashes is, like, you just have to watch like a storeroom back and forth.
I know. It was dizzying. And here I was playing it at my studio this year, and people were outside my door, and they were talking, and suddenly I had to play that part, and then I was playing on the TV. And suddenly you hear them stop talking because the Blue Badgers theme starts playing. So I was like, I'm not watching anything suspicious.
I love
playing
the Blue Badger dance.
Speaking of the second case,
I loved it so much. I would try to replicate it as a kid. It was great. If you see me in the club and I'd be dancing that Blue Badger dance,
I'll know who it is.
Exactly.
The second case I wanted your opinion was the kidnap turnabout.
Ooh.
Is that from which? Is that's from
Investigation
Investigations?
one.
Which is that
It's
the third
one in
case?
the theme park.
I
the
don't
theme
like
park.
that case. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
It's so
it's so
boring.
annoying.
It's way too long.
Like, it has, or in my opinion, it has a perfect setup. Theme park,
Yeah.
location, wow, and then solve the mystery of who's wearing, like, the badger,
Yeah,
like, costumes.
that's
like,
true. That's a
there's
really
a
good
pink one,
setup.
there's a bad one, there's the original one, like, and then, like, just as you start, it reveals everything. Like, oh, it was just that family. Like, no, I want to find out who's under each badger costume on my own.
And also, the theme park is like the most depressing. Like, the locations are really not fun. Like, if you think of a theme park, you think of like, you know, Thorpe Park or something, or like Disneyland. Like, they chose like
Yeah.
the most like run down looking theme park, in my opinion.
With a fucking Gavin concert.
Yeah, why is
Gavin
that
here.
there?
No clue.
And I'm sorry, but I just don't. I know this is like a personal thing. I hate Wild West as a setting. I just find it really annoying and like uninteresting. And like most of the case is, or a big part of the case is set in like the Wild West area of the theme park, and I just couldn't give less of a shit about it. I just don't care. It's just ugly to look at. I don't like it.
Jake Marshall.
Oh, okay. Jake Marshall is I'm
Jake
biased.
Marshall,
I'm
perfect.
biased towards him because my mum loves him and like loves his music and loves him as a character, and so I feel like
Could have
she's
been your
influenced me.
stepdad.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a soft spot for him because although I hate him, I love Angel Star.
Yeah, look, I love all of the like cool women from Ace Attorney, like April May, Angel Star,
Yeah.
Lotta Hart. What?
Queen Garen.
Oh god, get rid of her.
Queen Garen's
Turn-
prosecutor outfit when she looks like a
Turnabout.
fucking spider is exquisite.
Turnabout Cock Destroyer. Absolutely.
You know,
Turnabout big
like-
boobs.
I feel like she is like the definition of gaslight gatekeep girl boss. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Most definitely.
Queen Garen is Gabby Hanna. You heard it here first, folks.
Wait, no, don't get me into YouTuber drama. I have no thoughts, positive or negative, towards Gabby Hanna, for the record. I definitely have no thoughts on her. Don't. I am not part of this.
So yeah, that was our episode. featuring Thomas
We
Game Dogs.
asked you like 3 questions that we're supposed to ask. So Thomas, you have to come back so we can
I
finish the
would
rest
love
of the
to do that.
questions.
Honestly, are you available next week?
Probably. I'm free most of the time, honestly. So
Let's do that.
Lucy?
Oh,
Like-
I'm fully free.
I'm almost certainly free. Like, my job is to sit at home in my room recording audio on my computer. Like, I'm flexible. I'm very, very flexible, you know?
Okay, let's do that. So we're down.
Yeah.
We have our episode for next week. I also really want to point out that I discovered just something like, because I'm self-centered twat, I found out a really nice piece from the soundtrack of the first game, which I had completely written off as insignificant. It's like the Reminiscence theme from the studios. It's called Light and Shadow at the Film Studio, which is an incredible title. And it's the one where it's like the flashbacks of Jack Hammer getting pierced by the fence. Amazing. So yeah, I just wanted to point that out. So yeah, thank you so much for
Thank you so much for
coming.
having me. This was so much fun, and I'm excited
We had
to
so
talk
much fun
more
as well.
Italy.
We had like this is incredible content.
And also,
Um,
like we've done interviews before with Snap, but we already kind of knew him. So this could have went very awkwardly, but thank
Yeah.
God we like this flew so nicely. It was great. Thank
This
you
has
so
been
much
so
for
much
coming.
fun. I love both of you. This has been like I have enjoyed
you're so
talking so
sweet.
much.
We are friends now.
Yeah.
This is
I
not a
mean, next
question.
week we'll have, now that we know, like we see each other.
We can do some real
and
deep dives.
Absolutely.
Yes, yes. Like very few questions with like deep questions. Like
And hopefully less
Um,
getting distracted talking about coffee.
yes, and hopefully a fully charged phone
Yeah.
before I book my tickets to fucking Paris to whoop your ass.
Perfect.
And yeah, if you need to pump out Ace Attorney material but can't find thumbnails, we'll slave
Yes.
like over the iPad and come up with like shit for you to make. But yeah, thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
For being such a great guest.
Oh, well, thank you for being great host.
And thank you for listening to the podcast, to whoever is still listening after 2 hours.
Yeah, this has been a lot. Look, if you going on a long car journey, or like if you have a lot of washing up to do, this is a great podcast for you.
Absolutely.
You heard it here first. So yeah, just to wrap this up. Lucie, what are you doing next?
I think gonna go watch Gilmore Girl. I'm in season 6 and things are heating up between Lorelai and Rory. That's my next thing on my schedule. What about you, Aris?
I think I'm gonna go heat up some pasta from lunchtime.
Amazing.
And I don't know. I think I'm gonna I don't have something wacky to say this week.
Yeah, usually it's very wacky. What about you, Thomas?
Usually it's
it is.
Thomas, go ahead.
It's pitch black outside, but I'm gonna go for a walk anyway, and hope I don't get mugged. And I might have a bath because I feel like baths are underrated. Just saying.
I had a bath today, so I agree.
Baths are underrated.
The good thing, not go into baths, but the good thing about baths is that you can watch a TV show. I literally have brought a stool in my room, and I leave it in my room all the time because if I want to go on a bath, if I want a bath and I want to watch a TV show, I can put my laptop on the stool next to the bath and watch it, and it's so good. So
I'm gonna say something very controversial. I love watching YouTube videos when I have bath, and I watch a lot of yours, Thomas, because it's your voice. So I can just put them on a playlist. So I have listened to loads of your videos while being on bath.
Well,
honestly,
I approve. That I allow
Perfect.
that.
Baths are like the best for consuming media. That's how I played Ghost Trick.
Baths are bad for hygiene, but good for watching TV shows.
Oh, is that bad for
and playing
hygiene?
Ghost Trick.
Well, okay, they're not bad for... I'm a person who has a shower every morning, and I just think a bath would not work. Baths are kind of gross because you're like lying in all your body juices, which is a bit... I don't know.
That's
get
hot.
that.
Yeah.
Like, baths are the best place to either watch TV, listen to Thomas G. Doc's videos, or play Ghost Trick.
Yeah. You heard it. So if you're still listening, do all of those 3 things at the same time, and you'll just... It'll be the best.
Absolutely.
You'll thank us so much. I promise you.
Exactly. Your life will be changed.
I was playing it when... I remember distinctly I was having such a hot bath. Like, I was sweating in the bath. And I was playing that part where you're, like, at the writer's house. The justice minister's wife.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like... this fucking bitch is so fucking hot. Like, I'm feeling like I could be her right now in the bath. Like,
definitely.
Just a seductive smut writer.
Temptress.
Like,
I think we all need more of that in ourselves. I think we could all, we could all be more like her, more like April May, more like Dahlia Hawthorne. I'm just gonna say it. I think we all could learn a lot from Dahlia Hawthorne.
Let's be more
like
slutty,
Queen Garen.
and let's be more evil.
Yeah, definitely. Well,
Spider Grip.
We will,
Absolutely.
I guess, now go do our various activities.
Yes.
Then.
Yes. That's what I'm gonna be doing next.
A bath?
Absolutely a bath.
Perfect. Full circle.
It is 43 degrees here outside.
43, like centigrade, like Celsius.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I would not function.
Lucie can vouch. She was here last week and she was melting.
I was melting up.
I can't
was
function
dying.
above like 10 degrees Celsius, so...
Great.
Okay.
You're definitely British.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well,
We will see
I'm
you
gonna take a
next
bath
week.
nonetheless.
yeah, I'm really looking forward to
Yes.
it. And goodbye, viewers, listeners. And yeah, bye, Aris, and goodbye, Lucy, as well.
Thank you.
Don't turn off the call.
See you.
Bye.
But yeah.
Okay.
Bye. Ciao.
Ciao. Bye.
Ciao.